Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only podcast that's doing visual bids to start the show. I'm your host, Ryan. I'm your host, Ryan Knightsey. And with me, as always, except for last week,
Not
Scotty
really.
Edwards. Scotty, welcome back to the show. How are you doing on this fine Sunday morn?
I'm doing lovely. I did get to watch last week's episode, and I said to myself, this was a good one for me not to be on. You guys did great. Thank you for finding a guest and filling 2.5 hours, by the way.
Yeah, I remember at one point looking over at the clock and it was like like we were like an hour and a half already in, and then we didn't even
Yeah.
finish talking Blood and Guts, I think. And I was like, oh, I gotta pick up the pace here.
Yeah, because it felt like which is a good thing. You guys are just like having a conversation, obviously. Like it felt like water cooler conversation type thing where it wasn't really like a podcast, which is always like my preferred way of doing these convos, but I just
Sure.
wanted to give you both credit there.
Did you enjoy my insane camera angle?
Yeah, that was probably the best part when I turned it on. I was like, I could just listen to like the podcast version of this, but like I like to see what the video, and then I was like, what the hell? I was like,
Well,
why am I looking at the entire room? Oh, his guest is right next to him.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, because he was sitting right here, and it was like any angle where I move this camera that I'm using right now would just basically be like my back to the camera the entire time. I was like, all right, where can I do it? And so I have a TV mounted to the wall right here. Sure. I was like, what if I put the webcam on top of the TV?
I like that it became like Oprah. Like it was a nice sit down talk show,
I would love to set up my office to be more like that. There was an idea at one point.
More like Oprah?
Yeah, I wanted to be more like Oprah. Don't we? I mean, ultimately, don't we all, Scotty? I'm actually gonna.
You get a free gift. You be
there is a goal at one point that we haven't really moved in any capacity on, but there was a goal where this chair that Andrew was sitting in last week, for that to be the chair I record in and set up the microphone and everything and set up the webcam. So that's I'm just sitting there, and talking to you and all these sort of things.
Here, I'm setting a time for you. You need to have that done by the new year.
It won't not. I tell you now, that's not happening. 100% not happening.
All right, I tried to push you.
The reason I haven't brought it up is because we haven't moved on that project at all. It's partly a budget thing. Like we want to put like a table down and some bookshelves down, and it hasn't. It hasn't moved at all.
It gets worse when money's involved. That's fair.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Funny money wise. Well, how was your week off? How was your week off, Scotty? Did you enjoy it? Did you have a relaxing weekend?
It was great. I watched no wrestling at all.
Perfect.
It was awesome.
A perfect excuse to miss Blood and Guts.
Yeah, I did end up for some reason I did go back and watch it, but kind of like not fully like let me watch all 50 minutes of this. Yeah. No, I kind of just had it like on to the side while I did other things. But yeah, I kind of just took a week away from wrestling. Went away with family and came back, and now I'm here.
Yeah,
but it was nice, relaxing. And I feel refreshed in terms of many ways. I think, doing this show, doing any show, doing wrestling stuff helps that it's not a vacation week, but a holiday week coming up. So it's a good 1-2 punch. So yeah, I'm feeling great. And I'm excited to be back. It's a good thing I wasn't on last week's episode because boy, oh boy, that Hall of Fame talk would not have been pretty. Not at all.
You have any big Kane takes?
Yeah, he's not a Hall of Famer. There's my big Kane take. Yeah, no, I would have had a lot to say, but you know what? I'm staying on the positive side for now this week. Let's see how long that lasts. Not long, but hey, that's fine. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. I feel like I haven't actually been on the show in like a month because I did it 1 week, then I missed it again. But now I'm back full force every Sunday. Oh, wait a minute.
We'll get to that. I guess actually we should get to that up top.
Topping it up start. That's what I just said.
Let's top it up start with that news, Scotty, because that is probably important news. And I do want to circle back to the
Most people don't
talk
make it to the end.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
That is fair. Due to life changes for both of us, Ring Post Radio starting
is over.
Oh. No. Everyone calm down, put your pitchforks down. Starting next week, we are shifting the Ring Post Radio schedule from Sunday mornings to Tuesday nights. That'll be starting next week, which is December, I think the 2nd is what that is. Yeah, December 2nd. Pulling up a calendar. December 2nd is where we're moving to Tuesday nights. Scotty and I both have gotten, as you can tell from Scotty's schedule and a little bit of my schedule as well, he's gotten super busy on the weekends, and we just figured it'll be a little bit easier. Because when we started the show, I was working obviously more in the film industry, and sadly the film industry has exploded. But when we started that, because of those film industry hours, I really had like the only available time to do anything was the weekends. And so it kind of forced us to always do, the weekends.
Sunday morning
was just better anyways, for whatever reason. I felt I liked Sunday morning more than Saturday too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a vibe difference.
Yeah, Saturday's called We Have Lives. Thank you.
Exactly. That's the live thing. So, but now that I don't have that schedule anymore, and I haven't had for a while, we haven't shifted it. But then obviously, like, you've gotten a little bit more busier on weekends, and it just felt right we should probably move the schedule around a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves and in scheduling. And I think ultimately better for the audience and the listeners. Because making sure both of us are chatting to each other. Plus, I also think, genuinely, Scotty, I think it's better because so often on this show because we record on Sunday, do we have a pay-per-view like Sunday night or whatever? And I think just moving
literally when we are just starting our recording, like a Japan show ended.
Yeah, me waking up at 7 a.m. so I can watch New Japan or Wrestle Kingdom or whatever right before we start.
Right.
I think genuinely it's just going to be a better thing for the show because since our schedule's more open to the weeknights, but also busier on the weekends, I think it'll also just make the content of the show better because we can just truly preview and review everything that is more up to date, I think.
Yeah, when this show started, I had been working nights.
That's true. You're right. Yeah.
Now I don't. So it's just the perfect time to make the full overhaul, I think.
Yeah.
To Tuesday nights. So hopefully that will stick moving forward. But that's kind of the direction for now and for the foreseeable future. But I'm happy about it mostly because we won't have to worry about like a show on a Tuesday night, like that.
Exactly.
The only time like that would come up is like when I guess AEW does their like Title Tuesday thing. That's once a year, so I'm not too worried about that.
I'm not too scared butting up against NXT.
No, I honestly forgot NXT was on, so thank you.
You weren't there for Gold Rush? What are you talking about?
No, I don't even know. I don't even know what that show looked like.
Well, me neither. But that's fine. So yeah, we're starting next week, December 2nd. We're moving over. Starting December. We're moving over to Tuesday. So yes, next week we won't be here on Sundays. We'll be on Tuesday nights. What time Tuesday nights?
Review very easy.
What's that?
I said that'll make Wrestle Kingdom review very easy.
100%.
Wrestle Kingdom was on Sunday.
Yes. It worked out quite well for us. What time I guess we should start? I don't think we've actually discussed what time, but I think we typically at like these night times we typically start like 7:30 ish, so probably around there.
Yeah, 7 sounds like the sweet spot.
Yeah, obviously when we do like the scheduling for like the YouTube or whatever, it'll do that. Plus I guess the other news
never been late before.
So we haven't had technical computer restarting issues right before recording. Yeah, and also I guess the other news bit is that we have like vertical now, which is I tested out last time, or we're testing it out again this week. It might be able to like go live on Instagram with that, so we'll see. But that's other news bits.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird looking.
It's weird. Both of us have turned it off, the look of it on our screens, because none of us
I can't see it. Killing at
it. Like it's unholy. Real quick, circling back to the Hall of Fame, just because I know there's a lot of people's interest in your thoughts on this. Scotty, what are your thoughts on Dave Bautista going back on the ballot?
Oh, very important. Very important. I think timing was impressive, actually, of having the whole Dave Bautista rant, and then a week later be like, "Yeah, he's back on the ballot." I was like, "Holy, woohoo, woohoo!" I'm not saying the power of me yelling worked, but it might have. No, Dave Bautista on the ballot's cool and fun, and that'll be a fun conversation to be had in a year or so when talking about like the modern, because modern's very different now, obviously, after the results. So yeah, I have no thoughts about Kane or Booker T, so don't even ask for them. But I do have thoughts for biggest Dave, so I'm looking forward to that when we get there.
I feel like modern has also become biggest Dave. Thank you. I feel like modern has also become like more WWE focused, obviously with Kane and Booker T and Batista. And I guess Gunther to a degree. Like all four people we're adding are like super WWE guys. Maybe not Gunther per se, but you know what I'm trying to say.
He's a WWE guy now, buddy.
Yeah, and with like Cody and Punk to a certain degree as well going in, it's like where's the AEW thing? And I think it's just Moxley. The Briscoes, not really the Briscoes. Kind of Samoa Joe, definitely, but we'll get to him.
That's true.
So let's talk about Full Gear then. Let's get to that right now. So Full Gear, obviously, AEW Full Gear took place last night in the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Before we'll start off with the main event, because that's I think the most noteworthy item on the show, obviously, Scotty. But what were your sort of big grand thoughts about the full show? What did you think about the show? Was it one of the best shows of the year? Was it a stinky pinky, which is a new phrase I'm coming up with? Or how did you think about Full Gear, generally speaking?
Okay, so I say this every time, but this one really was true because it happened on the East Coast. These shows are too damn long. Like,
I think I saw that Tony Khan last night said that he is contracted for the pay-per-views to be at least 3 hours and 45 minutes.
That's fine, but they go 4.5 plus a pre-show. Like, that's great. That's great, Tony. But like that doesn't help your point at all. Like,
if anything, that tells me that that it should just be 4 hours or whatever. It should just
be so like what you're telling me is it should be over by midnight. No. The main event didn't start until after midnight in New Jersey. I was saying to my friend as we were watching, I was like, we could never go to one of these. Like, I wouldn't be able to keep myself awake.
Sure.
That's a long show, man. You could hear it in the crowd. They just were done by the time Chris and Mercedes went out there.
Plus, throw in like drinking alcohol and whatnot. Like I know, like my wife, she'll drink alcohol, she'll have the buzz of that, and then like an hour or two later, she starts like crashing a little bit.
Right, like it's just I know a lot of AEW fans are like, yeah, but it's worth your ticket, and it's worth the purchase, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't need to see certain matches go 20 plus minutes. Like I don't. When there's matches on these shows that I'm like, this could have happened on Dynamite, we would have lived. That's a problem. It's not all of them. But there's some of them. There's a decent amount. This show was like oddly had a lot of matches that I was like, yeah, no, this should be on pay-per-view. This should be on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like the only reason the Young Bucks match was on pay-per-view was for the end. The match itself was, and the world title match felt like, it's really weird because like obviously big thing happened, but the world title match felt like such an afterthought by the time you got to it. Because I was like, I've already lived an entire show, guys. I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good. And then like obviously they do the big angles and stuff, so it's like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
But like, I have ruled myself out from ever going to a pay-per-view unless it's one of those early ones. Then I'm in. If you're doing the 3:00 start, I don't care how long the pay-per-view is. Honestly, at this point, it's fine. Do whatever you want.
I'm planning for this to go the rest of the day, basically.
Right. And don't get me wrong, when it starts at 8, I am planning for the midnight ending.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've gotten to an extra we've got an extra little longer.
I would say it has I don't know. I do feel like it has reined in a smidge because I feel like a lot of times these 8:00 showing, or maybe not 8:00 showing stuff, but like I feel like in the past AW pay-per-views have gone like well past 1 before. And this, 12:30 is not that far away from that. But you know what I'm saying? Like 12 going past 1 in this episode, this pay-per-view ending at 12:30 means that that's all like a whole nother match, basically.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's worse because it's on the East Coast.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that like it has reined in, I would say slightly, but 12:30 is still like, it's not that far away from one.
Also,
I remember like
shows at 7?
I remember one time a show ending at like 1:32.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Why can't we? That's when we were doing live reviews after them. Why can't we just start a show at 7:00? Like, I don't get it. Why can't we?
I wonder if there's legitimately. I wonder if there is any, like, what's the word? Like TV rating stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like I know it like for like late night shows or whatever. Like after 10, I think it's like actually 11 p.m. You can do like more curse word sort of things.
Sure.
I wonder if the reason it doesn't start earlier. I wonder if it doesn't start earlier is because that it has to get to a certain point. But it's also pay-per-view, so
yeah.
But now it's also on Max, so I don't know if that is anything.
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's any true. It sounds.
Here's my ultimate takeaway. You could do these long pay-per-views when you're doing like Revolution, All In, like
Full Gear's an original class.
My point's gonna make sense. My point's gonna make sense. But when we're doing pay-per-views every month, when we're doing pay-per-views every month, we don't have to squish everything onto it. Thank you for holding. All right, release.
Sorry, I was starting to squish things.
Yeah, I know.
You said squish. Like, you said squish.
I think that was my big take last night. It's like we do pay-per-views every month. The last 5 months of the year.
Sure.
We don't need to load the cards up to, like, a lot of people, is the TV conversation every week is like, oh, Dynamite's good, Dynamite's not good, blah, 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 whatever it may be. Put 1 or 2 cool matches on there from this.
Would you be interested in more of a defined B show pay-per-view? For example, I would think everyone sort of feels that like Wrestle Dream is sort of like a B show to a degree. But should it be more defined as like these B shows have 5-6 matches versus a pay-per-view, an A show pay-per-view having 7-8?
Yeah, I think that works. I mean, here's the thing. I think the WWE like 5-match thing is stupid.
Especially with the length of the shows and 30 commercials.
Right. So like if you do 6 matches on an AEW show, you're gonna get the bang for your buck. Like plain and simple. You're gonna get, and I think part of it is, Tony wants people to get their money's worth when they buy a show, right?
Of course.
But I think it's also like he wants to get everyone on the card or as many people on cards as possible, which is great. But the only problem with that is then you have so many matches. And I think ultimately, maybe it's not the match number, but the pacing overall that can be the problem because, Darby and Pac go 16 minutes. The CMLL trios match bleeds into the show. The women's tag, it's 13. The tag title match is 20. The gauntlet's 22.
Yeah.
And Kyle O'Reilly and Moxley's 19. And Mark and Fletcher.
Pretty much 24. Every match is around 20 minutes after the
shortest match that was on the pay-per-view that isn't the women's tag, because of, was the main event.
And obviously not counting the CMLL World Trios title.
Right. That started before the show, so I'm not counting.
Which the main event, we'll talk about it more when we talk about the main event. But like, there's a part of me that wonders is like, I wonder if we just went to the finish because Joe was like, "I'm dying. I need to."
I was between that and maybe they ran out of time.
That's also plausible.
12:30 venue end sounds fair in the East Coast, type of thing.
Yeah,
that's also possible.
Yeah, because that's also a big thing. Is like there's union contract stuff of like,
I think there's probably a mix of what you said of like Joe being like, guys,
I have been bleeding nonstop, gushing blood, still shimmering from the blood.
Yeah.
For
guys,
16 minutes, I'm calling it. I'm calling the finish.
I am lightheaded. No, I think like that, but that's the thing. Like it's pacing too. Yeah. Like not every match can hit 20 plus. Ultimately, like a lot of these hit 20 plus, not even 15 plus.
Yeah, there's definitely some matches in here that I'm like, yeah, you can cut 5.
Like I think this was a very solid show. But my other problem is, and this is just my AEW problem right now. Didn't draw me in for TV or anything. But to be fair, right now doesn't matter because I'm gonna watch TV because the C2 starts. So that already drew me in. I do wish. This is just another side point. I am very happy they had 3 people say, "I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it." Like that was great. That was good. Like yes, good. Just have the entire lineup ready. Like I know his whole thing is he wants everyone clear.
Yes.
But like, I don't know.
A prime example for that is, according to Tony Khan, Kyle O'Reilly was going to be in it, but he does not think Kyle O'Reilly is going to be cleared by Wednesday.
That's a nice story. That's a nice story because Kyle O'Reilly's not actually hurt, right? Like that's.
I have no idea.
I don't know. They sold the match very well to make me think it was a good story injury.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is, he
the way
broke his arm and then beat him up more afterwards. That would make
sense.
It's a good kayfabe.
So Tony kind of playing off of that, I think, was smart to be like, "This is why I didn't announce the lineup." Like that it's a good 1-2 punch for both of them, type thing.
Yes, it's a good kayfabe bounce back of like, well, this is why I don't do these things.
Which was to be fair, one of those things like really good. It's a fascinating pay-per-view to look at because I think like if you watch an AEW pay-per-view in parts, like not all at once, I think you're gonna enjoy it way more than if you watch it all at once. At least for me now, I've realized because like it said, it's so long, it's hard to remember. Or it's hard to differentiate a lot of things. Also, the last few matches just got hurt by crowd being exhausted.
Yeah, I think it's more that. I think there's a little bit of the, we can have a conversation about like a little bit of the, not pacing issue, but the card placement, like the
the back-to-back,
followed by the TNT title match. I think that was
confusing.
And I think like that hurt a lot of things. I think that hurt the trios match. I think that hurt the women's match.
Honestly, I think you're on it. I think that might be their bigger problem is the way they pace the cards in terms of like matches and the order even.
Yeah. All you have to do is swap the TNT title and the trios 6-man, and I think it would have been a little bit better. So
even that, but like I would have had one of the stipulation matches go early. Because you had 3 in the last 5 matches.
Yeah, I would move the tag title down the card. I would throw up
flip tag and flip,
O'Reilly, Moxley, maybe.
Yeah, either one of those two. You flip that with the tag title.
Now, obviously, like to be fair, I think to Tony Khan in that regard, there are some things where it's like you can look at that in hindsight, right? Like the tag match being real, I thought was really great. Probably one of my favorite matches on the entire card. Like in hindsight, maybe in hindsight, it's obvious to put that a little bit later on the show. Sure. But still, it is.
Well, he has to believe that the reason I had the tag title and the TNT switches because they were both 20 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
My
overview on this card is so this is the thing. Every single match on this show was between 3 and 4 stars. I had nothing below 3 and I had nothing over 4. I think the highest I gave was a 4-star match.
Wow.
This show was like, which sounds impressive to a degree, but also it's like past AEW shows. A lot of past AEW shows go super over past 4.5, 5 even. this show to me was like extremely good, like that, like good, really good, extremely really good. So this is a really good show. Not even my favorite show of the year. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of memorable things coming out of the show per se,
Except
other
for
than
the
like maybe the
end.
main event turn, and I think to a degree the Briscoe title win. But like I don't think there's outside of that. I think there's gonna be a whole lot of memorable stuff for me. I think there's some stuff in here that ultimately I think was. I have a hot take that I think will upset people on the internet, Scotty, about one of these matches. So I'll tease that for later.
Don't forget it.
There's a really liked match on this card that I thought was pointless to have. And I thought it was pointless to have, and it was a pointless result. And I was confused why we even had the match. So I'll get to that in a moment, but that's my tease. But yeah, I think a lot of the show was like really solid, really great stuff, but like nothing that was like I'm running home, raving about. Which look, I think for AEW, for me, that's like a little bit of a disappointment, but it's still like it's one of those things where I'm walking away like, well, I still watched a good wrestling show. It was just like, fine, as comparative to other AEW shows where it's like, oh, this could be one of the best shows I watched this year. It's like, oh, this is pretty good, fine,
Yeah, I think for me, I'm kind of getting, I want to say tired. I think it's maybe an oversaturation on these shows of the same style of match.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm gonna sound like really old school, which is very funny because I don't actually really care. But like a million kickouts at the end of matches, like they start to add up in a match for you, and then when you do it the next match, like it's like, all right, man, like all right, like that was kind of like the tag title match. So them getting to do it first worked, right?
Yes.
It's like, oh, the crowd's hot, crowd's pumped, and it's like we get to Briscoe and Fletcher, and it's like, okay, awesome. Sure.
What's also a match like that is difficult because there was a spot where I don't remember exactly what it was, but Briscoe does, I want to say like a brain buster or something to Kyle Fletcher in the middle of the ring on top of the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
And the barbed wire table is like right behind him.
Yeah.
The crowd the crowd does not buy into the pin whatsoever because there's a barbed wire table right there.
That's really,
of course they're not going to think this is the finish.
So
which then I will say, which then immediately worked, not necessarily in a favor, but like they were able to get another fake one because the next spot is Kyle Fletcher going for the brainbuster on the top rope with the fucking screwdriver. I was like, oh god, he's gonna murder this man, and that got buy-in, but still.
My friend did say that. He's like, this match can't end until that table breaks.
Exactly. It's
and that's a stipulation problem more than like their problem.
I don't think it's a stipulation problem. I think it is
it's a wrestling problem because we know how this works.
I think it's a match structure problem. I think a thing that's happened a lot in wrestling lately for those hardcore matches that I've noticed is that they like to have a lot of like check off guns, right? They like to set up a table on the outside and then come back to it 5 minutes later.
Yeah,
later
that's
the match,
usual spot. Yeah,
but lately they've been doing like, we'll have 5 check-off guns all over the place. And constantly setting up, and then we'll return to that later in the match. The chairs on the outside that Kyle Fletcher sets up. We don't get back to that until like 10 minutes later.
And we have to get back to it. That's also part of just like watching wrestling for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's a part of wrestling, watching wrestling a long time. But I think what that also does for me, and why I think it's a match structure problem, is that it gets rid of, speaking of Hall of Fame, speaking of Sabu, it gets rid of, for me, the spontaneity of a lot of this action. Like, oh, I'm going to set this up. Oh, and we have to pay this off 5 minutes later. Okay, we're going to set this up. We have to pay this off later.
Yeah.
There are obviously some things that happen in the moment, but it's just, we're setting up too many things to pay off later. And then it becomes, as you're saying, that as an audience member, I'm not going to buy into anything because I know we have these other spots to do.
For what it's worth, I did not dislike this match.
Agreed. I did not dislike that match.
I want to make that point. Like, these two guys are great, and I've watched them a million times, and they're still great.
Yeah, I think this is just a modern hardcore wrestling issue.
Yeah, Yeah, and I understand like watching these shows, like what I'm getting myself prepared for.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a uniqueness to the show that like I didn't love matches that a lot of people did.
Hmm.
Like I thought Chris and Mercedes, for example, was a little lacking compared to their previous two.
I agree.
You know, I a lot of people loved that. Like it was 8.37 on Cage Match, which I know is lower than the other two, but like that's still really high.
Oh, we just updated 8.35.
Oh
You
damn.
you said you
Um,
said you didn't like it as much, and it went down, Scotty.
sorry. But yeah, again, also, I'm gonna say it. Casino Gauntlets can't happen unless you have a real surprise. There. That's Royal Rumble 101 for you, folks. You can't do these matches if you're just gonna be like, and the surprise is Matt Menard.
Matt Menard. Like, it was like, what's this guitar stick? Oh, Matt Menard. I genuinely don't remember anything he did in the match. All I remember was reacting to him coming out and be like, oh, okay, who cares? And then I guess looked at my
Yeah,
phone.
right. Like, also, would it be really funny if Bob just pinned Shelton in the first 2 minutes and the match
Yeah.
ended?
Yeah, that would be funny. Well, let's get into the match by match breakdown. We'll start off with the main event just because I think that's the most worthy bit here. And we'll work our way around. EW World Title Steel Cage match: Samoa Joe versus Adam Page, 16 minutes and 2 seconds, as you previously stated, Scotty. Outside of obviously the pre-show match bleeding into the opener and the women's tag, four-way tag thing, this match was the shortest. This was, I guess, technically the third shortest on the entire card as the main event. Shocking finish to say the least. Samoa Joe defeating Hangman Adam Page to become the new AEW World Champion in 60 minutes. Bleeding buckets, both, as we said, Samoa Joe bladed in such a way that he was bleeding constantly and continuously throughout the entire match. Did not let up. Hangman obviously bled, but it obviously crusted over or dried up or whatever. Samoa Joe never did. Kept going, kept bleeding buckets, an insane amount of blood. That's why I sort of theorized earlier that I would not be shocked if Samoa Joe called it and said, I'm calling the finish. We have to get in here. This is going on a little bit. I'm bleeding a little bit too much. He kept continuously bleeding into the post-match stuff. So obviously don't
Yeah.
blame him. But yeah, so the big twist here is that obviously Samoa Joe defeats Hangman Adam Page. His reign is now over after, I believe, 133 days, I want to say. And then we have the post-match stuff where we get the return of Swerve Strickland and him basically teaming up with Hangman Adam Page and facing down the Ops, Samoa Joe. Oh, speaking of the Ops, another thing to bring up. Hook turned on Eddie Kingston, I guess, to a degree, turned on Hangman Adam Page and joined Samoa Joe, much like this feud started with Samoa Joe to a degree turning on Hangman. Now we have Hook turning on Hangman as well. So, what do we think about the main event, Scotty? What do we think of the whole package, the post match as well, the Hook turn to lead to the finish, and Samoa Joe becoming the new world champion, defeating Hangman Adam Page?
Hmm. Um. Hmm.
Conflicted.
Maybe. Yeah. This match was like the culmination of my current problems with AEW,
Mm.
actually. Because why am I not excited that Samoa Joe's my world champion? Why am I not excited, Ryan?
I don't know. You tell me.
Because of Hook. Uh it's actually pretty easy.
Because the finish is Hook turning and then
It
Samoa Joe winning off of that.
it was a very WWE booking.
Yeah.
It's a
Outside the
steel
blood.
cage.
Outside the
Oh
blood.
yeah. It's a steel cage that the outside group breaks into.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Hook does the turn, and everyone expects Hook to do the turn because it's like, oh wow, who could have saw that coming? Like
Yeah.
very WWE, and I think that's the biggest problem because I don't watch this to watch WWE. If I want to watch WWE, guess what I can do? I can turn on War Games Saturday.
Yeah.
Um,
I
you know,
genuinely agree with this take.
I
Genuinely, I agree.
also might be the worst Hangman main event I've ever seen.
Hmm. I'm sure his first reign had a little bit more stinkers.
I mean, it's either I don't think the Adam Cole like Canadian Canadian. Jesus Christ. Texas Death Match was bad.
Let's see. Let's pull up the old Hangman.
Lance Archer one ruled. I don't remember when that happened, but that ruled.
That was, I think that was during that world title match. So
this
reign we had the Texas Death Match with him beating Moxley. Great. 5-star match. Then we had him defeating Moxley on Dynamite. Everyone banned from ringside.
I
don't quite remember that one, but
that was like immediate. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was immediate. I really don't remember it. It was also second match on the card. But it was 8.57 on Cage Match. We have him versus MJF for Forbidden Door. Remember that being good. Him versus Kyle Fletcher. That was good. Him versus Lee Moriarty on TV. Good enough. 10-minute match, but good enough.
Yeah, I didn't know that was for the title.
Samoa Joe at Wrestle Dream. I thought it was solid, albeit a little disappointing because I would have thought of it a little bit stronger. But even that is a 7.51. And I think this current one is a 6.94 on Cage Match. Let's look at the first.
Pretty good about it.
Let's look at the first title reign. We got defeating Kenny Omega at Full Gear. I mean, obviously great.
Yeah.
The 60-minute Bryan Danielson draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
classic.
Good. Then that's good.
Second one rules, yeah.
The second one with Bryan Danielson where he beats him. Then you have the Lance Archer Texas Death.
That ruled.
Then you have Revolution against Adam Cole, regular match.
What was that rated?
That was here. I'm pulling all these ratings.
No way, that's below a 7.
Omega was 9.27. Danielson was 9.
You didn't have to tell me these ones. I know all these ones are high.
Danielson was 9.41. Dynamite was this is the Lance Archer Texas Death 8.51. Revolution. This is Adam Cole 8.25. This is the first one.
Yeah, my point was correct.
Dynamite Dante Martin on TV 6.69.
Okay, all right. Dante
Martin. He has a Texas Death Match against the Texas Death Match, by the way, on Rampage.
Sick.
7.83.
Sick.
And then Double or Nothing is him versus Punk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my thought
could be the weakest. Yeah,
mentally,
weakest pay per view for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's What did I say? It's a main event. So yeah. We'd have to go through every main event of his, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Weakest pay per view, I would 100%.
I don't know. I thought the match kind of just happened.
Yes.
Like I don't remember anything that happened before they started running in. If we're being honest, I don't remember a single thing besides Joe gushing blood.
Agreed.
And I don't even remember how he broke open like that.
He just ran into the fence. Which I will bring up an issue with this match that I have. Samoa Joe gets thrown into the fence, starts bleeding buckets. Hangman on Page gets thrown into the fence, start bleeding buckets. This is something that they have done before, where if you get thrown into the cage, you start bleeding. Right,
that's an old school WWE-ism.
Very old school. I'd say even like NWA-ism.
Yeah. Well, I just remember the spots when I was a kid, like where they would specifically throw the guy and he'd just be like,
yeah, or like the video game or something.
Yeah. Oh, the video game is perfect. Perfect.
The end of the match, referee Paul Turner and Will Hobbs get thrown into the cage, and neither of them start bleeding.
Yeah. You gotta have a consistency there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fully agree. I think there's like the WWE is.
This match was an angle.
This match was an angle. This match was an angle to a degree, but the angle is taking the title off of Hangman and putting on Samoa Joe in a very WWE booking style kind of match where it is whatever the match is whatever, and then it's people breaking into the cage, which is the purpose of the cage, and then a turn, and then Samoa Joe wins.
Also, we lasted 5 months without heel faction that cheats as world champion.
Yes, and then seeing Joe with all these people, I was like, this all in black shirts. I was like, oh, this is very Death Riders.
Yeah, I was
bloody world champion with a bunch of people in black shirts.
I was like, and now they're fighting against Hangman and Swerve. It's like I've seen this before. And now I will say that like the good thing about Samoa Joe is he could be world champion for a month and no one will bat an eye. Like that, there is a beauty to Samoa Joe in many ways there, right? And there's also a beauty of just like him being world champion. I love Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
But Hook. In the year 2025, why are we trying?
I'm shocked that Hangman lost, but I'm happy for Hangman to win. Hook turning is like, what are we caring about? And I truly just think the reason Hook's turning and joining the ops is so that they can do like a Freebird rule where Hook becomes trios champion and Samoa
Yeah,
Joe just becomes world champion. I
sure.
truly
That
just
that
think that's what we're
that
doing.
makes those matches better. The Elites, I was gonna say the Elites back together, but Kenny Omega can't move, so I'm not counting on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This just was like a kind of a wet fart main event. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I like.
I
Like
wouldn't say it was bad
again,
though. That's my thing. It's like it's not. I don't think it's bad.
it wasn't
Worked well.
fundamentally okay. Well, here's the way. It wasn't as bad as some of the Moxley main events.
Yes, it wasn't bad as Copeland. We can
Yeah,
all
like it
agree.
wasn't that bad. It just like to me, it never felt like a match, and I think that hurt it. Like it was a good, it's a fine segment, especially if the crowd was a little bit more lively for it.
Yeah.
Because like the big swerve return's awesome, and I will say this: the maybe my biggest takeaway, because I said this midway through the show to my friend, I was like, man, these shows miss Swerve a lot. These shows miss Osprey a lot, and maybe I miss both of them. Because Swerve was like really the main character of the company from like when he became world champion to now, right?
Yeah.
Or to his injury. So like him being gone feels like this big, massive, just like hole that no one filled, right? Like Hangman did a good. I think Hangman did a good job. They just they don't know how to book him as world champion, strongly enough.
Yeah.
And it's again, that's the classic American babyface world champion that had the great chase, and then it's hard to follow up.
He is 100% like he's not fully there, obviously, but he is just like so like dusty coated.
Yeah.
Like the way he talks, the way he he believes or whatever. To a degree, not really as it works, I guess, per se, but the idea of like this guy is so much more interesting, and the character works so much more interesting on the chase.
Yeah.
That as soon as the title he has the title, it's like just have him have it for a little bit, have some solid matches, and then put it on someone else.
It's why I thought he would have been a great heel champion though, because he was so good in that role that I think it would have worked as someone chasing him.
Yeah,
anyways.
I think you're right. I think like 5 years from now or whatever, when they finally do all that,
like
that's gonna work really well.
I think my main problem is the match will be forgettable, and the reign ultimately will be forgettable for Hangman.
Yeah,
and that should not have been the follow up to the Death Rider stuff for me, but fine.
So
I
how do we
like the
feel about
swerves
that?
back.
Yeah, how do we feel about that? You know, with Hangman's title reign ending and going to Samoa Joe, with Swerve coming back, what do we sort of see as is there any tea leaves you're reading about what the maybe you think the future plans could be with all this? Is it just a way, like as you said before, a way to maybe do a transitional champ to Swerve?
I think so. I think it's possible. Ultimately, it's like, what's your new big story? You know, because newsflash, Samoa Joe's going to disappear again in a few months. His show got renewed.
Great show, Twisted Metal, great show.
Yeah, like his show got renewed, so he's not going to be world champion for a year like Moxley came close to doing. Right?
Yeah.
He's going to do this probably, maybe it could be just until World's End, quite frankly, if they wanted to. Shouldn't, because World's End will be main evented by the C2 main.
Yeah.
So,
when did he lose the title the first time? That would be a good.
He lost, so he won at World's End and lost at Dynasty.
He lost at Dynasty of Swerve, which was April.
So yeah, that was a good little reign. He could do that again, honestly.
Yeah. In theory,
Revolution.
In theory, Revolution, April, Revolution or Dynasty, I think seems totally plausible.
Or you could even do it on Winter's Coming. Still exists?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's like their December show, like November, December.
I used to love Winter's Coming.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't done that in a while.
I'm
also looking at Samoa Joe's first title reign, where he beats MJF. He has a match against Hook. Then he had Revolution as a 3-way with Swerve and Page. Then it's Wardlow at Big Business, and then it's Swerve at Dynasty.
Match against Hook. Oh, bro. Actually, that match was sick because he killed him.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, I think here's my biggest problem. Okay, and I'll leave this Samoa Joe can be a great heel champion
Yes.
without vigilante help, without outside help. And that was probably my biggest problem with it. I was like, I understand you want to protect Hangman, but like, he's Samoa Joe. Like, he's Samoa Joe.
He's a guy that doesn't need a bunch of lackeys around him. And
No.
what I'm more frustrated about is, yes, Samoa Joe can be better off. Maybe not better off, but he could be great with by himself. My bigger issue is we're having another heel champion with a bunch of lackeys surrounding him.
Yes.
We have all
Exactly
these
the same.
dojo members or whatever. It's like this was like the last champion for Hangman was the exact same premise.
Yeah.
Why are we
literally
doing it
exactly
again?
the same? 5 months later.
Yeah.
5 months? That sounds right.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That is the biggest problem, and I think that is a real blemish on AEW right now is a lot of rinse and repeat,
Yeah.
maybe,
It feels very rinse and repeaty.
Like between that and like FTR winning the tag belts to face Edge and Christian, like I'm not amped.
Sure.
And I hate not being amped about Samoa Joe being world champion.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. It's like I should be freaking pumped. I said it literally the first title match when we previewed. I was like, I'll never say no to Samoa Joe being world champion. And I still won't, because like his promos are gonna be awesome and stuff like that.
I'm still very interested in this entire run.
Yeah. Well, okay, Hangman and
They're not
Swerve
very
standing side by side. It's like, okay, you have me. It's just this is too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon to go back to this. Now,
I don't know. That's kind of where we left. Like that was all in Texas was Swerve.
No, not that. Sorry,
Hangman.
not that part. I meant the heel faction world champion.
Okay, yeah.
No, Hangman and Swerve, that's a good story follow through from the last time we really saw Swerve.
Yeah.
No, don't. My apologies on that. No, that intrigues me. I'm intrigued by that. I still think there needs to be multiple segments of kind of explaining where they're at in their relationship, because it's hard to think there's reason that they're like buddy all of a sudden. Like obviously he helped him and such, but there's still a lot of history there. I did like the house burning down like little video that he came out to.
Do you
I
like
thought
the
that was
new
really
song?
cool. I'll get used to it. I think it's good. I think changing your theme song is good if you're kind of altering your character, and I think that's kind of what Swerve's going for. Also, Swerve's huge.
Oh yeah,
he was standing there. I was like,
I think his back is wider, and I think his shoulders are bigger.
Yeah, big dude. He reminded me of remember when Andrade like left WWE, got gigantic,
got yoked.
Yeah, the first time, obviously.
Yeah.
The second time he disappeared.
Yeah, I think this is a little weird. Like again, I don't think this is necessarily bad. I just think it's fine, all right. It's not. I don't think this is a great transition moment.
Agreed.
For both guys, but I
don't think we had a transition from Hangman.
Yeah, I'm still interested in what the next step is, just because it is Samoa Joe, and we all know Samoa Joe's great. So,
yeah, I think that's the best way. Like,
if anything, disappointed is a word, maybe, but
I was looking for a hook, not hook, a hook outside of the C2 in terms of like what's gonna make me watch. And honestly, like I said to myself, well, Swerve came back, like that would be probably good enough for me. And then he did. So I was like, all right. And it's a really weird situation because I love Samoa Joe, I love Hangman, and I love Swerve.
Yeah.
Awesome, and I love Powerhouse Hobbs. Shout out to him, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought his match with Hangman was way better than this main event.
And Shibata, he's good too. He's
yeah,
fine. Have him around.
Hook though.
What about Eddie Kingston, a guy that's kind of in the peripheral, but what is he doing now?
Cooked. He's cooked.
Yeah. Hey, look, it could lead to Samoa Joe versus Eddie Kingston. That could be a match. Thinking about it.
That wouldn't be bad. Winter's coming. Bring it back.
Winter's coming. The world is cold.
Huh? Bundle up.
Those glasses.
Yeah. So it again, like, it's really weird because like to me, Hangman losing, not probably the right time. Samoa Joe being world champion, always the right time. I just wish I was more excited when he won. It was more like,
me too.
It was more like, oh, he didn't kick out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some questions in the thing. I feel like we've already kind of answered this, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Twain Mac in the chat. Why is Hook a thing? I don't know, man.
Great question. Great question. It's the Sammy Guevara effect. Hook's
he's the new Guevara.
Yeah, we're like, we just can't quit it. Like
Yeah.
Tony Khan just can't quit this for some reason.
He's addicted. He's addicted.
He's addicted to mediocrity.
Yeah. Darius in the chat. Does MJF still have a world title match because of the Gauntlet win? Yes, he does. We cannot forget MJF is still around.
That stinks.
Which I assume he should be coming back anytime soon, just because he has
history rewrites itself where he's the one to take the belt from Samoa Joe. Punch me in the face right now.
That's totally plausible. Totally plausible. Then they're chasing MJF instead of Joe.
What could be worse than the heel faction being at the top again? MJF.
Now, heel MJF could be a little bit better, but I don't still.
Oh God, he was babyface by the end of that.
How can you forget? Well, I mean, I can obviously understand.
How can I forget? I try to forget every day, Ryan.
It's more of a not necessarily how you. I'm asking how can you forget, Scotty? Is the proper question. Why you could forget? I already know the answer. I know why you needed to forget.
Oh, buddy, I'm really upset that was. Oh
God. Where else? I mean, I'll just keep going through the card here. AEW Women's World Title match: Chris Stat versus Mercedes. First semi-main event for Mercedes Moné in the company history, by the way.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Though usually the semi-main event isn't really a semi-main event, so that's actually not that crazy. Like usually, like she gets the third to the top, and then it's like the trios match that happened before.
Yeah,
you know.
Plus it's also like all in Texas, where it's like we have 3 main events, that sort of thing. And then she's the top. But in card placement, technically, she is the semi-main event slot. So good for Mercedes. But you already talked about it a little bit before that. We talked about how like the match probably got hurt a little bit from crowd and card placement, all that jazz.
They also did the worst thing I think you can do in wrestling,
which is
fake an injury early, where people think it's actually like an injury.
I have a better point about that. Not just faking an injury, Scotty, faking an arm injury. When Kyle O'Reilly already did that earlier in the show.
Oh,
and I would say did it better.
Well, yeah, because like that was the story. Like after the match ended, like you forgot the arm was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. The match was good.
Yeah.
It just wasn't like great.
Yeah.
It wasn't what they've done before.
Exactly. It wasn't what they've done before.
It didn't come close, honestly.
They instead did more of a limb work selling stuff. That was the style match they went for. And I just think it didn't work. And I think, again, it's one of those things, as I just said, that the fact that someone already did something very similar with Kyle O'Reilly earlier in the show, it dilutes this match a little bit more. I think it was like well worked regarding all that stuff, but it's not what we were all expecting.
Right.
I think in terms of work, it's a nice match to have, but it's nothing blow away in any capacity. I think the thing about like these
expected out of those two.
Yeah. The thing about those sort of matches, these limb work selling matches for me, Scotty, is that I like those more at the top of the card.
Yeah.
Like
I definitely
TV
like
matches,
it,
TV
not
main
after
events.
7 bloody wars and all the, because they had like this is where I want to give them credit. They had the most traditional wrestling match on the entire card.
Very technical, a lot of reversals.
Not a ton of super big kickouts though. Like it was a really well done match. I think you're right though. Like placement. This is something like my friend said about Running Man the other day. He's like,
haven't seen it. I was going to see it. Like, my wife got sick.
He was like, would have been a perfect January release.
Sure.
And when he said that, I was like, I know exactly what you mean. And like for this, it's like this would have been a great like third or second match because it would have been able to establish wrestling. Not that I want the AEW Women's World Title to be third or second.
No, but ironically, Mercedes is typically in that spot of third or second match.
Yeah, because she has a good match style that I think can jump off the page in a lot of these shows, because those are That's the one thing I will give Mercedes major credit for. You know, I was saying how like I kind of get tired of the kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out,
Yeah.
all these things. And don't get me wrong, she's had some of those matches in her time here. Um, but I think her matches are very well built up
Yeah.
to the point where it doesn't feel that way. And I think trying to build up a match at midnight in front of a crowd that's tired didn't do them any favors.
Yeah.
Not that they should have went away from it because like this is your match. This is unique from everything else. That's the good thing about it, and that's why I think I probably liked it a little bit more than the crowd like affected.
Yeah.
But even so, like I still walked away from like, well, that just wasn't as good as what they've done before.
Yeah. I fully agree. I think it's just one of those matches just basically harmed by where it was. It is a
Plus, there
perfectly
was
well
never a
executed match.
second I believe Mercedes was winning. So
I thought in the preview that we did last week, I thought that Mercedes could have won. Um,
okay,
I felt I had the whole conspiracy theory that we were holding off the Mercedes title win here. She should have won it all in Texas, and instead she's going to win it here finally because we were delaying and hamster wheeling some stuff. And now
I just
Mercedes
thought,
lost, and part of the preview video package was Chris Statlander saying something to the effect of, "I am going to be the beginning of your downfall."
yeah,
Which means like, okay, maybe the thing now that Mercedes has lost, should
what
we are
was
just
what's supposed to happen after all in.
what? Yes, is we are now going to move towards her losing all of her belts.
That's good. And then in the long run, all in maybe is her finally winning the big one,
Yeah, yeah, that seems plausible.
which works. That plays.
Her winning the Owen Hart tournament, which she already won this year, if I'm not mistaken.
She can go back to back.
She could historic. She like history.
Sure does.
So yeah, I think it is a very well executed, worked match. It just was suffered by everything else. Is what
Yeah,
it is.
like another day, another timing on the card. Probably like different, just a different vibe. If the crowd was in, like you said, if it was second or third, this match probably has a hot crowd.
Mhm.
It's a little bit more into it, a little bump in that rating type thing, you know.
Yeah.
But by this time, I'm like,
Yeah, it's a little
and
bit.
by the way, it followed two stipulation matches and the elite coming back together.
Yes. Let's talk about the Elite coming back together. The $1 million 6-man tag match. Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks get the win. Jack Perry and Luchasaurus and Kenny Omega lose the $1 million. But it also gets everyone beats up Kenny Omega. The Young Bucks make the save. They turn babyface. They rejoin, hug it out with Kenny Omega. So you have the reunion of the Elite, and I guess Luchasaurus and Jack Perry, which Jack Perry, member of the Elite, lest we forget. And Don Callis is $1 million richer. What do we think about the match itself? I thought the match, 19 minutes and 06 seconds. I thought it was good. I went 3 flat. I was just
Didn't
sort of
need
like,
to be 19 minutes.
yeah, there was a point where I was like, all right, this is going a little bit long. This is one of the matches. There's 2 matches where I'm like, oh, you can cut time from this. I would cut time from this one. If you want to look for why this pay-per-view so long, I would cut matches time from here. It was fine. I mean, I think Kenny Omega did a really good job selling his ankle or leg, or actually injured his ankle or leg, but I think he did a really good job selling all that stuff. Um, Luchasaurus,
East Coast, man.
yeah, he has the John Cena old man back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you look at his back and you're like, oh yeah, that guy's old.
He
Luchasaurus coming from the Miz school of catching dives. And I thought the Young Bucks were like fine. And I think everyone was just like good, fine, but it was, I don't know. I was kind of whatever about it.
bad card placement again. Also just again for an angle. Like everyone knew this is where it was going.
Yeah,
And I will say this, like I don't think an elite reunion right now is a bad thing. One, because I don't think Kenny is long for the pro wrestling world anymore.
agreed.
And I think he's kind of trying to tell you that in every interview he does. He's like,
Every match too,
don't
I would say.
yeah, he's like,
This
I
match is
like
telling
every
me that Kenny Omega's not long for this world.
no. And if you put him with the Young Bucks, they can do a lot of the work for him. And you can have one last hurrah. Like that's probably the best. Yeah, this is kind of what I felt when he was walking out. I was like, he looks worse than Tanahashi right now. That's not good.
I don't know about worse for Tanahashi, but definitely around there. Like definitely
either way, not good.
Not good. Yeah.
Like Tanahashi can't walk, like
Yeah.
there's a reason he's retiring in
He
less
looks
than
like
2 months.
Tanahashi maybe like 2-3 years ago. Where he's this obvious old
Sure.
guy. Tanahashi can still walk and do moves and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
obviously old dad mode sort of thing.
He's broken down to a point where again, the way he talks about it, he's like, I don't want to be like broken down in the ring and I can't be Kenny Omega. And it's like, well, we are getting very close to that.
Yeah, pointing out that the Terminator dives sort of spot, he has to use the ropes as assistance.
I was like, oh, that's the sign.
Yeah.
And like he has to take massive time off every time too. Like that's another forgotten. Like this match got announced weeks ago.
Yeah.
And like the big thing on Monday was like Kenny Omega returns. And it's like, all right, he just kind of like disappeared. So I'm cool with the elite thing running for now. I think that's fun and maybe the last elite run we ever get. So
yeah, I think so.
That was my big takeaway from the match. Was like, oh man, Kenny is toast.
Yeah, I'm fascinated about this as it unfolds, I guess. I think the other thing about like matches for an angle, we all knew this going thing. It is this sort of wrestling idea of like, you want to get to these story beats and you want to get to the face turn and you want to build anticipation. But there is also an argument of like when the thing that people want to see, how quickly should you get to the thing you want to see?
Right.
Like if I went to, for example, I was listening to an improv podcast the other day, and they were talking about stuff, and they were saying how like, when coming up with like a format of a podcast, they're talking about formatting a podcast, improv comedy podcast, and they were like, well, we know that like fans of these people would just want to go listen to the improv as soon as possible, so they just felt like, let's get this to the improv as soon as possible. Why go to everything? Why do all this preamble? And this storyline feels a little bit of like, well, why don't we just get to the elite turn? But it's like, no, we have to. Part of the feud and part of the reason the story didn't quite work is there's an element of we're kind of just going through the motions. Everyone knows that we're going to get to an elite turn, a babyface turn for the Young Bucks, and we have the reformation of the elite. But so in the meanwhile, we're just kind of going through the motions, and when we get there, that's when things can actually start happening. But we can't do anything until we get there, and it just took forever to get there because it's a pay-per-view we have to hit. It's an issue. It's an issue of storytelling and the format of your stories, and
that's honestly my like problem. I think with just like American wrestling right now is storytelling as a whole.
Yeah.
And I mean, I mostly, if I'm going to be honest, I only care about one of them. But even so, like,
speaking of storytelling, did you see that Mark Henry post the other day?
I did. I sure did. Yeah, don't ever give him the book. Let me tell you.
We're storytellers. We're artists.
I think that's like the biggest problem with every bit of like. And you can even go as far as wrestling, not just American, but American, like a lot of what you do is based on the storytelling. When you're at your best or your worst, you are going to go back to that. And I think that's just the massive like problem right now. It's like nothing is locking you in story wise. And when like I'm watching people be like, well, AEW is going to be good when the C2 comes back around. It's like they shouldn't be allowed to punt. Like we're at a time right now that WWE is stanking, and no one and like less and less people are watching, right? And this is when you pounce. This is when you attack, and it's like, no, it's like no, nothing's pouncing, nothing's attacking. Like, yeah, it's a good product. Like if you watch for the matches and stuff, I'm never gonna doubt them for that.
Yeah,
but I need more.
The problem is that the end result of the story that they're all trying to get to is way more interesting than the story itself, and the story is not holding up the end of the bargain. For example, I'll give you this. I think we talked about Mercedes was a lot of like hamster wheeling and we're waiting around for the world titles defense, all that stuff. I think Chris beating Mercedes is the beginning of an interesting story. Like I thought like this could be a Mercedes win and all that stuff, but I think that is an interesting story. Samoa Joe winning the title is the beginning of an interesting thing. But we kind of had to go through the motions of the match to get there, and it didn't quite work. The Young Bucks tag, I think, is that way. I'll say a little bit more later about the no holds barred. I have some opinions on that.
Which one was that?
The Moxley O'Reilly match.
Okay. No holds barred, no DQ. Same thing in my brain.
Yes, but there's these things where we're just like, we know the end goal, but we're not creating a satisfying story narrative to get to that end goal. We're just waiting to get to the end goal, and buying time until we get there.
It's really funny because like a lot of the Death Riders journey felt like that at one point, right? Like,
they were able to turn it around. You can turn it around too, and I think they did.
Absolutely. That's why I bring it up. It's like so much of that was like, we know what the stupid end goal is. It's the wrong end goal, but it's the end goal. And then they pivoted in a massive way that made like their TV show engaging and exciting. And I think that's kind of what you need to see. Like, here, I'm going to give Hangman and Swerve a chance to tell story, because you know what? Those are maybe the best two storytellers in the entire company. And now they're going to do it together. Right. And when they've done it together, they've only created magic. So that's exciting. That's a good takeaway from the show. The other problem is like, okay, then we're still doing the heel faction. And then with this, it's like, oh, like we knew this was the end result of this part. What's the end result? And we maybe it's like the Okada Takeshita thing too, where we just
I was just about
rolling the ball down the road.
Another example. We all know what the ending of this thing is: them breaking up and having a match. We just have to, at this point, it's been happening over and over and over again. I understand what we're doing. And now we just have to wait for the C2 to start to finally have the match.
It's like every time Don Callis says something, it's like they're going to be the greatest tag team ever when they come together. It's like, well, they're not going to come together.
They haven't come together in months. They've lost all their matches together.
There's a part of it to me that's like, you're trying to tell me I'm a moron, and I don't like that. Like, stop acting like I'm stupid. I understand what I'm seeing. With that one,
it's the hamster wheel thing. We just are waiting for the next time period, the next beat. It's you know what it is? You know what it is, Scotty? It's going for moments. It's waiting for moments instead of telling a better story. And I think, a lot of companies suffer from that. Obviously, I think WWE suffers from that significantly. But that's kind of what it is. And the moments aren't hitting enough, and the story is very weak because of it as well.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
We're waiting for the breakup of Okada Takeshita, but what do we have to do to get there? Well, we have to get to the C2. Well, the C2 is 4 months away. What do we do in the meantime? The same beat over and over and over again of Okada and Takeshita having matches, but they can't get along.
Which is like, it was fun the first few, and now it's like, that being said, I will give a little credit. Okada being like, I'm only wrestling on the main card. Very funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's bloodline-esque storytelling. It's bloodline-esque.
Yeah, but it's like throughout the entire company.
I know. Just not. I would say not every single thing.
No,
I think the World Tag Titles is absolved from this, because I think that's really puts it well together.
Until Edge and Christian come back.
Then
we're gonna really tell stories.
Let's quickly go back up to the top of the card, because we can end with the TNT no DQ match. I think.
Sure. The happiest moment of the show.
Exactly. So we'll move back up to the top of the card. Obviously, we had the pre-show and whatnot. Bang Bang Gang win $200,000 in a 4-way tag. Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall defeat Roppongi Vice. Eddie Kingston to Hook defeat the Workhorsemen at a minute 48. And then you had the CMLL World Trios title, El Sky Team versus Kazuchika Okada, Takeshita, and Hechicero. The match was basically 3-on-2, then 2-on-2, then 3-on-2 again, then 3-on-3. Just a lot of nonsense. Another back-to-back pay-per-view where this bled into where the closer of the pre-show opened the pay-per-view. I thought it was nice and cool to have that on the last pay-per-view. To do it again here, I thought
twice. Lame.
A second beat that was unnecessary, even though I like Sky Team and I like Okada and like Hedges. These are all people I like.
Put it on the pay-per-view.
but instead of like having a 6-man tag that was bonkers from beginning to end, it was just like these people out, this person's not here, Okada shows up late, we're gonna start the match without him. Mystico gets injured, it's now 2v2 for a trios title, and then Okada comes back, and now it's 3. Yeah. It's just like it's just so convoluted, so I don't care about it.
Yeah, I remember when you sent me the graphic for it, like just when it was announced, I was like, man, now I gotta watch the pre-show. And then like when the match was going on, I was like, well, this is dumb now.
The moment it started without Okada, I was like, all right, I know what this is gonna be, and I don't care for this.
Yeah, I did laugh though when he showed up just for the main card. Hated that we did the whole thing of like the pay-per-view starting with a match though, because like we just did that. It was cool. Now you're oversaturating. Now you're overdoing it. Again, a WWE trope of like, oh, you liked that? What if we did it 10 more times? No, they haven't done
an unnecessary double beat. A thing that I'll bring up again later.
Oh, that's exciting. But yeah, we can move on.
Pac versus Darby Allin. Pac defeats Darby Allin. They have a really great, like, fun match. Really technical.
Yeah.
I like that Pac.
They killed Darby.
Yeah, I like how Pac in his older age is going a little bit less high flying and more technical. Obviously dressed like a British bulldog out here. I think like Darby Allin had a really good moment that I really enjoyed of selling. I want to say it was the Brutalizer, where he is like reaching with his foot towards the ropes, and like he starts like turning his head because he's just like he's really selling like using everything in his body to get his toes to the ropes. I thought that was a really good job. And then the match ends with Pac being like, "Hey, Wheeler Yuta come out," and then Wheeler Yuta getting involved, and then Pac gets the win.
It was actually one of the run-ins I didn't mind because it's like
agreed.
Like that was just like a simple one where it's like, I need help. I want to win. All right, cool. You know, like it was also the first match, so like it wasn't ruined.
It had the excuse of like, okay, you got the one out of your system.
Right, exactly. And that's another problem with AEW lately. They do too many run-ins.
Yeah.
And that's been lasting since the Death Rider stuff. What
it does do interesting is that Pac had a plan to bring out Wheeler Yuta, and it uses it successfully to get the win over Darby. Something that
he used the bat.
Yeah,
I also like that he didn't kick out of getting the bat to the face.
Yes,
like, yeah, you should be dead.
Yes, agreed.
I agree. That looks rough. Yeah, no, this match was a good Well, like I guess it wasn't the opener, but like. It was a good opener. I enjoyed this match very much. This was a good sense of pace. These two are great workers. I think Pac has been hurt by his injuries so many times in his AEW run because I'm watching him. I'm like, man, this guy could have been even more for this company.
Yeah,
you know. But he did win, and I said to myself, maybe he'll challenge Hangman.
Yeah,
wrong.
Yeah. You have maybe that could happen. You know, you have his injuries, his visas, COVID.
Yeah.
Like
he rocks every time he's around though.
Andrew, last week's guest Andrew asked, like, how long has Pac been in the company? I was like, oh, he's a day one guy. He's like, oh, I just feel like I never see him. I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah. He had a bad. He's never really had good luck.
Who do you think has had more matches in AEW, Pac or Darby Allin?
Definitely Darby.
It's gotta be Darby, right?
I know Darby's missed a lot of time recently, but like Pac missed time every year.
He would also go through stages of like he would just not show up on, like, not be on TV for a while.
Yeah,
especially like early on. Let's see. Darby Allin has wrestled 188 times in AEW. Pac.
There's no way Pac has wrestled that many.
Pac has wrestled 122.
Yeah,
nowhere close. Nowhere close.
That checks out.
Yeah, really solid match. Really enjoyed it. I think it went 3 3/4. Very much liked it. 4-way tag next. Timeless Love Bombs get the win. The team of Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm defeating Babes of Wrath, Marina Shafir, Megan Bain, and Sisters of Sin. The stipulation of this is that the winner gets to choose a stipulation for one semifinal match. 100%, Scotty. This is a match that should have been the culmination, the finals of the women's tag titles. Obviously, they did not time it out well. And instead, we get a weird 4-way match where it's confusing, where the winner gets to choose a stipulation randomly for one semifinal. It's just kind of silly. I thought the match was good. I went like 3 flat, but like, yeah, it is what it is.
I hate the forcing of an angle like this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we don't have anything for you guys. Well, you do actually. It's called a tournament match. You could have just did that.
Yeah.
I know they wanted to put more women on the show, aka they wanted to put Toni Storm on the show. But it just felt so unnecessary, especially after
Blood and Guts.
Yeah. Which, by the way, those matches killed no stories. Like that was not the end to anything. Oh, they were good. I'm just saying they were not payoffs to anything.
No.
That's crazy. Now it's not as bad as like WWE just like throwing everything together to make theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the women's one kind of was that. But like it ended nothing.
No, it didn't begin anything. It didn't end anything. Well, I guess if anything, it began Darby and Pac, but they've been feuding kind of in the background for months.
It's the problem of American wrestling where it's like, oh, we have to do these matches now because they're annual, and it's like, no, you don't. You really you don't. I promise. Like if you and that was the funny thing about AEW. They pushed back Blood and Guts so far that I was like, oh, good, we're not forcing it. And then it's like, well, okay.
Which is Blood and Guts is more interesting to me if it's the last match before the finals of the women's tag. Like if this match for the Full Gear was the finals of the women's tag, and the match right before it 10 days ago was Blood and Guts. Right. I think that's a more interesting of a match.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
It just, things don't happen.
No, they don't. It's fine. I'll get over it.
Speaking of tag titles, AEW Men's World Tag Team title, FTR get the win, defeating Bro Dito. I called this after Wrestle Dream in my review of Wrestle Dream. FTR picks up the win. I think this match was really well put together in terms of heel versus faces. I thought the match itself was really great. I think this is actually my favorite match of the entire show. I really enjoyed this match. Like you said, it had like a lot of that false finish stuff, but I think that's fine. These guys are really good. FTR is very good. Brodito is very good. I just generally think this is a great match, a very fun watch. I went 4 flat on it. FTR getting the win, I think, is the right call. I think the reason I was predicting it is because there's a lot more baby faces. We just turned the Young Bucks on the show. You have Lucha Express. What are they called? Lucha Express, Jungle Express, Jurassic Express. One of these names. You have them as a face team as well. Look, if you want to say it as well, you could say Hangman and Swerve as a face team if you want to be nasty with it. But other people are obviously available. But I guess Bobby Lashley and Shelton to a degree as well as a face team. Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. You have a lot of face teams available, and I think it's more interesting for FTR to have the titles here. And also, they've been doing great work, legitimately great work all for the majority of the year, ever since they joined up with Stokely. It's weird that when people join up with Stokely that they get better. Stokely he's really good at generating heat. I don't know. And making parodies of DMX movies. But Scotty, what did you think about this men's World Tag Team title match?
Brodito is the best tag team in the world. Well, was. I don't think they're gonna last much longer.
Are they the best? Are they the tag team of the year?
I don't have anyone to put in front of them.
Yeah, I think you can make a case for Brodito.
Tag team wrestling was weak this year.
When did they start? May? Not really May. It's really July.
That's fine. It's not a year full of great tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
And most of the best matches they were in. So I think they were great. They made the most out of something thrown together once upon a time. Bandito, I think, is so clearly. I think Bandito is so clearly capable of being an AEW World Champion.
Yes.
I think he connects with the crowd better than any luchador really has in a long time in any American company. Probably maybe even since Ray.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's drastic, but probably true. A lot of people haven't connected to full force like that.
Yeah.
Especially as a singles guy. Obviously like the Lucha Bros as a tag team did really good.
Dominic, I guess,
Yeah, I don't count Dominic as a luchador though. So
Yeah.
like Dominic does his thing really well, but I think specifically for a baby face luchador,
Sure.
like that's a big that's the money thing that WWE looked for 20 years and never found.
I'm glad you're saying this, because in the moment watching this last night, I said to Andrew, the thing about Bandito is that he is exactly the guy WWE have been looking for to replace Ray for 20 years.
Yeah, and funny enough, WWE kind of finally found that lucha star in Dom.
Yeah.
Which is funny that it just took Ray's son to be
Yeah.
that for them. But yeah, the Bandito is what they looked for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I watch him, I'm like, okay, you can move on from the Ring of Honor stuff, and it's time to put him in the main picture here very, very soon. Because I think he's that good. I think he's that fantastic. But I think Brody King deserves a lot of love too. He's also fantastic. He should be in these title scenes here very soon.
Yeah.
Him and Mark Briscoe could have one hell of a match.
Yeah.
One hell of a match.
I see Bandito as a world champion. I don't see Brody King exactly as a world champion, but he is 100% like a singles, like a TNT title national champion.
Dude, you have so many belts, you can give him one.
Exactly.
Like the national title would be a good one because he likes to travel. He's done the traveling, right?
Yeah.
I do like the idea of Brody King as a heel.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting.
Because how do you break up Brodito?
Part of me doesn't want to break up Brodito. I think,
I feel like inevitably they have to, though, right? Because they're
Brody King is Ring of Honor World Champion.
I mean, that would actually work. That would work really well.
Yeah.
And Brody King should have been Ring of Honor World Champion once upon a time. Death before the final battle. Do
we have that final battle match booked yet?
No.
Let's see. No, we do not.
Persephone's wrestling Athena. That's all I know. Which, by the way, she should win.
And then obviously Ricochet versus somebody.
Someone tweeted that the reason Bobby Lashley didn't win the national titles because Tony Khan's like, yeah, you gotta go wrestle in Ring of Honor. He was like,
what? Who? No. Yeah, I think that you could do a breakup angle on Wednesday and have that be the final battle thing. You could do
I want to bring him up that quickly? No. But am I very into that as the world title match for Ring of Honor? Yes.
Yeah. You could also just have that be the world title match.
Scorpio Sky. Sorry, I'm looking at the Ring of Honor final battle card, and I was blown away to read Scorpio Sky. Sure. But yeah, I think this was a very, very good match. And
I think a solid transition point of moving to the title to people that make sense. People on the come up to a degree, are working really well. So yeah, it makes sense to move them all around, and I think it was well timed. Really, really solid reign from Brodito. AEW national title Casino Gauntlet match. Ricochet gets the win, defeating Lashley, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, Kevin Knight, Mark Davis, Matt Menard, Mike Bailey, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Shelton Benjamin, Wheeler Yuta. I thought this match was pretty fine, pretty good for what it was. Casino Gauntlet match. I don't think it was the best ever, but I think it was like pretty good. I think Ricochet getting the win is the right choice. We've spoken extremely highly of Ricochet ever since the heel turn. When Ricochet first came into the company, Scotty, you were against him wholeheartedly. And ever since the heel turn, he is earned our good graces so well that I truly think, yeah, he 100%. It was a situation where it's like, yeah, Ricochet should have a belt. His act would work really well with a belt. Especially like, look, if we're not doing anything with Gates of Agony, then having them be sort of like heater goons kind of guy to Ricochet works for that act as well. And yeah, we made a new title for Ricochet, basically. And I'm excited to see this reign because I do think his act will work really well with the new national championship, which 100% looks like the NWA one. But, but that's fine. Scotty, what do you think?
Well,
of
it looks like their
title?
TV title, right?
Yeah.
Not the actual national title. The actual national title is. I'm not talking about an ugly belt. Yeah, I have no problem with Ricochet winning. I was very behind either him or Bob winning.
Yeah.
But
I
if you
was
put
like,
belt on Bob, you can't get it off Bob as easily. So that was part of it.
I really like the idea of Wheeler Yuta as a national champion.
All right, maybe like the first one. Like maybe somewhere down the line. Cool.
Sure.
Also, by the way, watching this match, is like, has anyone lost more aura or care or anything than Daniel Garcia in AEW's history?
No, I don't think so. I think ever since the Danielson stuff, he has literally just been a downslope. It's taken years, obviously, but
he should have left.
I think he should have. I think in hindsight he should have. Yeah. In hindsight,
not because like I will. Yeah.
In hindsight, after the Jericho Appreciation title before the TNT title run, that just didn't go anywhere and wasn't kind of useless. 100% the guy should have left. Probably he would be in NXT, and he'd probably still be in NXT.
Oh yeah, but at least he's like, nah, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's into it as much either. So that hurts,
Yeah, I don't see the hunger drive that like Indy Garcia had.
He lacks the fire.
Yes, I think he lacks the fire right now.
He really had in that Danielson stuff too.
Yeah.
But
and a little bit of aura, a little bit of vibes,
Yeah, there's no vibe there anymore.
Yeah.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. 27-year-old, he's just a guy.
Yeah. What else do I have from this match in my head? Oh yeah, just the lack of surprise. That stinks.
No pop for Mark Davis whatsoever as he comes out.
Negative pop, which is funny because he had some of the best spots in the match.
The entire match, we're like looking at it like, oh, who could win? Maybe the next person could win. And then Mark Davis comes out, and both Andrew and I are like, oh yeah, he's not winning. Mark Davis, I believe Andrew described him as John Tenta, big earthquake guy, where he's just like big dude. He can work, but like not gonna be any relevant to what you're doing.
No, he was always good to be a great tag wrestler, and his tag partner was
always meant to be a single star.
Yeah, it was destined for more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other thing with this match is I never thought anyone besides the first three, I guess, I'll put Shelton in there, were winning. And it was like, all right, cool. I did think the finish was good of like Ricochet stealing it, but yeah, it was fine. Also, need to stop running this match.
Yeah, I think
all the time.
A little.
This was the fifth this year.
Fifth this year?
They had two at All In. They had one earlier this year. Maybe it was the fourth this year. Still a lot.
Fifth. Jesus Christ, it's still a lot.
I mean, fourth and fifth, still a lot either way.
Yeah, it's a way to not do a battle royal.
Sure. Which
is this better than a battle royal at this point? That's the question. I don't know. It's longer. It's more wrestling happening.
It's definitely better than a battle royal. Battle royal matches suck.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was an AEW women's
such a competitive
gauntlet. So there was the Casino Gauntlet in January 15th, where Megan Bain debuted.
Yes. Yeah.
One. There was the two at All In. I don't know if there was another one between those. I hope not.
I don't remember.
Because then there would be 5.
Yeah.
Because I kind of just said 5 jokingly, but they were pretty close to 5.
Yeah, I think this is fine. I think also like the people that came out pretty much designates this is a mid-card title belt. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
It's like, oh, a bunch of tag team guys and a bunch of like guys aren't really doing anything or or doing stuff
Really,
and just kind of
when Wheelie Yuta walks out, oh, it's that belt. All right.
yeah. Well, it was like when the Death Riders thing went off first, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, who could it be? Give me someone. It's like Claudio. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah,
I also think they've run into a problem with this match where they clearly run out of people. So like a lot of times going on at the end, and it's like, where's the next person?
Yeah. This is also
kind of the idea that it's never ending.
Yes.
Right. I'm not crazy. Okay. I didn't know if that was actually like the rule or not.
It goes and it goes and goes and goes until someone's the winner.
Okay. Because like I was like, why you don't have another person back there to send out?
Yeah. I do think like again, I do feel like this would have been better if the surprises could have easily been a CMLL guy and a New Japan guy.
Yeah, lacked the partnerships
that you're planning to have with this belt.
Even like a Ring of Honor guy.
Even a Ring of Honor guy. I don't know who.
AKA just a guy that's not on your
Sean
TV.
Dean, maybe. I don't know. Shane Taylor.
Sure.
You can throw him in.
Shane Taylor out there.
I don't know.
You can easily put him out there.
No holds barred match. Kyle O'Reilly defeats John Moxley. I gave this match.
Is this your hot take match?
Yeah. I gave this match a 3.
Whoa!
I thought this match was meandering a lot of it. I did
a lot of forking.
A lot of forking, a lot of nips.
Oh,
a lot of nips.
Oh, can I tell you a funny story about this match?
Yeah.
So I'm at my friend's house, and so his wife's there, and another one of my friends, and then another one of my friends' girlfriends are there, and they've never seen wrestling before.
Yes.
So this match comes on. And this is the first time they like really pay attention. I was like, oh no. Like the moment Moxley shows up, it's like, oh
no. I know this is gonna be.
Yeah. And then like they start stabbing with the fork, and they're like, what are you watching? And I was like, and my friend's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. And then like they start asking questions, and there was a really funny point where they're like, do they ever like actually try to hurt someone in the ring? And I was like, and my friend goes like, yeah, that's shooting, like, and so after the match when Moxley starts attacking O'Reilly, she just goes, is this shooting? And I was like, no, I hope not. He's not doing a very good job at it if it is. But yeah, it was just like a funny thing of like, this is the match you paid attention to, the one with the fork.
Yeah,
not that the next one would have been better.
Yeah,
but at least that had more like fireworks to it.
Yeah, I just feel like this match was a lot of an unnecessary second beat. I feel like the match itself, we kind of got lost in the sauce of what is a no holds barred match, and Danielson did his best way to explain, like, it used to be that if before MMA there was like holds that you couldn't do and things that you couldn't do, and I'm like, yeah, but we can do all those things, and you might get a stern warning from the referee nowadays, but it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, what it meant is more fish hooking, basically, and then like the use of weapons, and the weapons, because they didn't want to use a bunch because the no DQ match was next, was basically a chain and a fork. And the fork, we've seen a bunch, and the only new inventive thing for the fork is stabbing a nipple, which is like, all right. You can't really see it. Like, you don't see the stab, like, because they're not actually doing it or anything. And then the chain is whatever. But then the finish being just the second beat of a bloodied up Kyle O'Reilly tapping out John Moxley. We already got that from Blood and Guts. What more is this doing to Kyle O'Reilly? What additional thing? Okay, great. He tapped out Moxley again.
Yeah.
Okay, he already did it. He already did it once. We proved that it wasn't a fluke, I guess.
Right.
Moxley, he tapped out again. Yeah, this is like the 4th time tapping out. Tapped out to Darby, to Kyle, to Hangman. He's tapped out a bunch. Okay, so, what does it add? To me, it's like, what are we adding to either of these guys' stories? Are we pushing Kyle into a title run now? into maybe challenging Ricochet for the national title?
Yeah.
Are we gonna is Moxley gonna lose? We didn't do any. There was no advancement with the Death Riders in any way. This is just like we're gonna repeat a little bit of the Blood and Guts stuff and repeat the finish of Blood and Guts, and then that's the match, and we're moving on. You could 100% have cut this match out from this pay-per-view, and that would not have mattered in any capacity.
You could probably have done that with a few matches. Yeah, no, I'm not at all against what you're saying, because I saw a lot of people call this like a masterpiece and like a master class, and like I was seeing a lot of high praise for it.
A lot of people love this match.
And like
8.45 on Cage Match, the second highest.
So
third highest.
I watched it and I said to myself while it was going on, obviously not being super locked in to AEW because I just kind of watched Blood and Guts like very recently and didn't really watch much of the story. I didn't even watch the one this week, which was, by the way, in my hometown of Boston. But my point is like I'm seeing this match, and the first thing I said to myself when it started, I was like, why is this happening? Before the match even got going, I was like, why is this happening? What is the point of this? I watched O'Reilly make him tap. Why do we have to follow it up? So my idea was, it's so Moxley gets his revenge, right? It's like, Moxley's
I thought the
pissed and
same.
he wants
I
to
thought the
get
same.
back. And instead he tapped again, and I was like, okay, cool for Kyle. That was my first take. I was like, that's really cool for Kyle O'Reilly, who I have to ask you, Ryan, because I'm not as locked in. Before Blood and Guts, was there any sense of Kyle O'Reilly was getting a push?
Not really. I mean, right before Blood and Guts, he had a couple matches with Moxley, and I think one by DQ and then one by countout or something like that. Like he won not through actual like definitive wins or anything.
So ultimately, those were thrown together. For the first one was just like, oh, he's gonna fight Kyle, and then from there, okay. So it became its own thing. All right. I don't know. I think my big I like Kyle O'Reilly a lot, so I want to say that. I think it's really cool that he's like getting something here, because I think Kyle's a great wrestler. But the something is, I don't know what the something is. He's not going to challenge for the world title tomorrow. He's not, well, I mean, maybe he will. Samoa Joe's champion. I guess it's not out of the question. But like, where is he going? What is he doing?
But also, it's like, what does this match add to that case? One more win.
So to me, I thought agreed. He made Jon Moxley tap out, and they made a big deal of like, he's the first person to make Jon Moxley tap out within 10 days twice. And I was like, that is such that is ridiculous thing.
One of those,
Are
like,
you kidding me?
When you're one of those things when you're watching like football or something and they pull up a stat and it's such a specific stat. It's like
the third
it's meaningless.
person ever to do this, and this. Like
the first person ever to hit all of my parlays, basically.
Like, yeah, right. Like,
sure, great, cool for him.
Like if it's an elevation for Kyle, awesome, but I'm not really convinced it is.
But I also feel like we elevated him after Blood and Guts, after the result of
Blood
and Guts.
I agree. That had to be the goal, right? So like this was just the continuation, but at the same time, I don't know what an elevation for Kyle is. Is he just going to challenge Ricochet? Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Roger his tag partner was in that match. That's not an elevation. That's a lateral move.
Is he going to conglomerate alongside Mark Briscoe for the belt? Probably not. Is he going to challenge Joe? Like, he has to challenge Joe next.
He has to challenge Joe next.
And in terms of the other thing, this has to be leading to Jon Moxley getting kicked out of the Death Riders, or this is useless.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everyone feels that way, but it's like, I don't think this match advanced it in any capacity.
No, he's just a loser again.
Which we already knew.
Right. Like, that's the story. I will say the only thing I love about this is Jon Moxley consistently just tapping out at will. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing they decided through the Hangman Blood and Guts thing is like, when he's in peril, he's done. And I do like that. Yes. I do like that aspect.
I think the next step
we established it with the Blood and Guts.
I think the next step for Jon Moxley is he needs to I like Moxley because I do think like he is, ultimately he's this guy that's like this fascist dictator character that's surrounded by people that ultimately is, as we're seeing, ultimately very weak and not necessarily that powerful, but he surrounds himself with a lot of more, badass, powerful people. I don't want to say badass, that sounds complimentary, but powerful people to a degree. It reminds me of someone, but I can't pinpoint exactly who that reminds me of. So what I'm saying is that John Moxley needs to find his Zoran as the next as the next beat here. He's introduced. This guy and we disagree on a lot of things, but I like him. I like him, respect him a lot. Recognize game. Maybe that's
God.
Kyle. Maybe that is Kyle. Maybe that's the new
that is Kyle. It's
really orange. Really, it's orange is what it is. It's orange. He's like, you know what? I like Orange Cassidy.
So I did like this match a little bit more than you did, but I also wasn't on like this is the greatest match to ever happen in the history of professional wrestling masterclass personification. No, I don't actually. Yeah. I don't. This is the one match I haven't rated yet because I was like, did I miss something? So it's like one that, because again, I was very enamored with like answering questions of my friend's wife and such during the match. So I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch it in a bubble. See if I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Cause like I was not going towards 4.
Yeah.
Like, and most people seemingly like higher.
Yeah.
That being said, I do like John Moxley a lot more now. He's actually, funny enough, probably once again one of my favorite parts of the show on a consistent basis, which is really funny. It took until he lost the world title to, well, not lost, but got to the point of losing the world title.
Yeah.
To be there. But I will say this, I'm heavily moved by babyface John Moxley when we get back there, because that's the best wrestler in AEW's history. Is that specific version of John Moxley.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see how this all plays out, but
I figured this was your hot take match though, because I was like, I can't imagine it being Kyle and Mark.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't understand. In hindsight, it's like I truly do not understand what the point of this was.
The only other one would have been like Pac and Darby, I guess.
Yeah, but that was fun.
Yeah,
but that was fun.
I had fun.
In hindsight, I truly do not see what the point of this match was. It does not give us any new information. It does not add anything to anyone. It's just like little bonuses, but nothing like substantial.
Get John Moxley a match on pay-per-view.
Pretty much. Finally, TNT title match, no DQ match. Mark Briscoe defeats Kyle Fletcher. 24 minutes and 49 seconds. Really great, fun match. I really enjoyed it. We talked a little bit about it already to a degree of just the issues of modern hardcore wrestling that I have with, constant check off guns and feeling the need to pay them off later and all these sort of things. But I do think it's really worked. I do think like Kyle Fletcher cheesing the brain bust on top rope with the screwdriver was as true murder was crazy and fun, and that's what makes me excited about wrestling sometimes. And it's nice to see Mark Briscoe, a guy that was along with his brother, banned from appearing on TNT to now being the TNT champion. I just think that's a very nice turn of fate. It sucks that, a lot of the circumstances to how to get here, obviously. But it is fun to have that happen. It is fun to see the results of time passing through and seeing Mark Briscoe become the TNT champion. And it felt like he was going to win, especially once that video package played at the beginning where he's thanking God and everything. It's like, oh, Mark Briscoe's winning. I think they did a good job of teasing Kyle Fletcher potentially winning and stuff. But yeah, I like this match a lot. Wasn't personally my favorite. I like the tag match more, the men's tag match more, but still very, very strong match.
This was probably my favorite. For the moment itself alone, like that was the good end point.
I would have. It probably could have squeaked out to be my favorite if Papa Briscoe showed up post match. I mean, come on, let's be real.
I think these two just have great chemistry. It was a little long in the tooth, but
a little.
Overall, I thought it was just excellent of kind of going the extra mile between the two and going the extra level between the two, as they often do. Because for me, a lot of the idea going into the match is like, how much more can they do to each other, right? Like this rivalry has been going and going and going, and to me, they kind of just did everything they could to set themselves apart from everything else. Honestly, I think your takeaway is going to be like you either love this match or the previous match. You're not going to like both of them, because like they're very different, but they're also like the same stipulation. So that's part of it. No, I thought this was great. I thought Kyle. I think Kyle losing's fine.
Agreed.
Because Mark winning was more important. And Kyle entering the C2 is a great follow up instantly because it's like now he's like, I'm going. Also, by the way, I learned the C2s for one of Okada's belts, not both or all of it. The way they said it, and I was like, that's not good. that's bad.
That's dumb.
I'll wait until they announce it because the way Cal said it was kind of confusing. But if that's the case, stupid.
Dumb.
Yeah, dumb. But Kyle Fletcher's great. Mark Briscoe's great. Long may Mark Briscoe reign.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to see Kyle Fletcher. I'm more excited to see Kyle Fletcher move on and move up. I think the C2 is a nice way to buy us a little bit more time to get to the next step. And I think next year, look, we're talking about Ospreay, Swerve. I think Fletcher should be in the mix next year. Same thing with Takeshita to a degree.
To me, it's pretty natural that it goes Takeshita beats Okada and then Takeshita versus Fletcher.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, especially with Hangman now losing losing the world title.
Right.
The feud was with Hangman and Fletcher. So, yeah, I think that can make sense. We always throw Ospreay back into the mix if we so choose.
Yeah, I'm just not counting him because of neck surgery. That's like,
agreed.
I don't know when he's coming back. Swerve came back sooner than I expected, anyways. But, he'll be back. He'll be back. Surely.
Last little bit. Well, that was it for the actual Full Gear. Good show, good solid show. Some quabbles, some things, but consistent.
I don't like their end of the year shows.
Yeah, it does. I think it's partly because football starts and that we're just kind of.
They're all B pay-per-views.
You know what? It's the macro issue that we're talking. It's the same. That is the major thing I have about Tony Khan's booking. Is that I think is pretty, I would say he's pretty good at it, but what he does a lot is he comes up with stuff and there's a lot of, we're waiting for the next thing. I think like when football starts, there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of, we're waiting for the next thing in AEW. I think Continental Classic was a smart way to take up some space and some time.
Yeah.
But it will then become, we're kind of waiting for the next bit.
It really shows because we know that like he took the book over more again, and when football's back and he has to focus elsewhere, the card's not as focused. But like beginning of next year into the summer will be really good, and then, it's like we'll do it again.
All over again is what it is.
Which it's also weird because like American pro wrestling isn't supposed to follow the Japan schedule. But in many ways, like it feels like AEW does now.
Yeah.
Because of that. I know they have the C2 next, so that'll be easy booking for him. And easy television for him, which is good. And I'm looking forward to it because, I think if anything that you can bet on with AEW is good quality wrestling.
Agreed.
And I think the C2s have proven at least to be the better things for them because of the timing and the way they do them. So I do look forward to that. I look forward to what's next and who's in it and so on. So should be fun to see where we go from here.
I assume that if we were recording on Tuesday, Scotty, we would probably know who is potentially in the C2 because it is starting this Wednesday on Dynamite.
Yeah, that's true.
I assume if not later today, then Monday or Tuesday we'll probably get the participants.
I would hope so.
I imagine at least by Tuesday, because they're gonna have to announce matches by then. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see
today.
All right. So next up, we got Survivor Series War Games. We'll talk about WWE a little bit here. They have a big pay-per-view that is not as big as it once was, obviously, but still fairly important to a degree.
I hate them all.
We got 4 matches here on this card. It feels like we're going to get a 5th, but the War Games matches also take forever. So I think it's just going to be 4. You have the WWE Women's World Title match, Stephanie Vauquer versus Nikki Bella. Scotty, you're interested? You can look, but you can't touch, Scotty.
It's true. It's true. Sure.
Perfect.
Sure. I like Stephanie Vauquer a lot. It's cool for first defense for her, maybe. I don't know if it's her first defense. Second. I'm gonna go second.
It's her first defense.
All right.
No, sorry,
cool
it's her second. She defended against Raquel Rodriguez earlier
Raw or something. I'm guessing
she won the title in September. Hold on. She won the title in September 20th, and then she defended it for the first time November 10th.
Okay, sure. She might miss time.
This will be her 3rd title defense in probably about 70 days.
All right, we're on the Japan schedule. It's fine. If I can use it for AEW, we're gonna use it for them, I guess. Yeah, no, I'm intrigued by the match. I mean, I like Stephanie, and Nikki Bella's better as a heel, which I think she is.
Yes.
So, sure, why not?
Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Champion, John Cena, who won it on his last show in Boston, is facing the guy who he won it against, Dominic Mysterio.
# my main event.
It should also, by the way, be title for title.
Main event.
Should be title for title.
You want him to win the
I want John Cena to be the AAA Mega Champion.
Yeah, no, listen. We know the John Cena retirement tour has been heavily ruined by Triple H. He said as much without saying it. That being said, the entire Boston business that they did was perfect.
Yeah,
like legitimately, like even though that stupid Triple H was there, he broke Dominic down with a promo, then he just beat him for fun, won the IC title. That's great. John Cena should just keep the IC title and retire with the IC title. That's my scorching hot take of the year.
Get one last title out of here.
Hell yeah, man. Good for Dom though, huh? He's getting 2 of Cena's last matches.
Yeah,
this is their guy.
100%.
This is their guy. Dom is 100%. Their guy. And who the hell would have thunk?
Who would have thunk it?
Not me. I never would have.
The Paul Rudd thing. Can you believe it? We're here.
But I think back to when that ranking came out and Dominic was ranked higher than MJF on that ESPN ranking and how mad everyone was. And every day since then, I'm like, it was actually right. I'd rather watch Dom do his stuff than MJF.
Well, that brings up a good question from Darius. What's your take on Dominic Mysterio popularity? Does he win a world title in 2026?
I think Dominic Mysterio is really good at being a slime ball.
Yes.
And he has way more. This is going to sound ridiculous. He has way more like personality than Ray did. Ray had like the charisma. Like, this is Rey Mysterio. He fucking rules. Duh. Like, Ray didn't have to speak to be awesome.
Yeah.
Dominic's actually really good at the stuff Ray wasn't the best at, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, Ray wasn't a great promo. You know what? He didn't have to be a great promo. Dominic's pretty good. Dominic, like, every time I see Dominic click, I'm like, this guy's kind of good. Like, this is their guy, and this is the guy they're going with. So I have no problem with his popularity. He's definitely going to be world champion. I don't know when. He's the AAA Mega Champion, though, so he already is a world champion. What are we talking about?
Exactly. Thank you.
He's already a world champion. But like, he's like a hero in Mexico. Like, have you heard any of his entrances? I don't watch the matches, but have you heard any? Actually, I watched his defense against.
You didn't watch Triple A last night? You're busy watching Full Gear.
Correct. I did see the Lucha
the friends are like, "What's this wrestling?" Like, "Oh, you're not interested in fork stuff? All right, let's watch some Lucha Libre, baby."
Let me put on some Triple A. You want to see some real wrestling? You want to see El Grande Americano? But no, like if there's anyone I'm going to give positivity towards in WWE at this point, it's probably Dom.
Yeah,
which is crazy, but that is the reality I live in.
Exactly. Exactly.
At least on the men's side of things.
Do we think Dom is winning the title back? That's just it.
No, I actually don't.
I do think the winner of the Time Is Now tournament should win the title.
Yeah,
sort of upsetting because I was kind of hoping Sheamus, but you know he's injured now.
Gunther, baby,
it's 100% Gunther. 100% Gunther.
Yeah. Oh, it better not.
I don't know if you listened to the ballot, but we were talking about obviously Gunther being added to the ballot. And we were like, you know, there's a reality where he retired Goldberg this year, and he might retire John Cena, and then we're like, and AJ Styles is retiring next year. He could just be the guy, like the true like legend killer, where he's retiring all these legends.
Good for him.
Fine by me.
I mean, Gunther rocks. So I have no problem with it. But yeah, John's back and being John, so I'm gonna enjoy the last few things.
Agreed.
I don't know if I ever said this on here, but WWE dies for me on December 13th. Like I don't need to watch it ever again after that. Yeah. That's where I truly am. Like next year they go to Saudi for the Royal Rumble. They go back to Vegas and then Saudi for WrestleMania the year after. Like I don't need to watch WWE ever again after John Cena retires. He was correct. He's like, I'm gonna kill pro wrestling. No, but you are gonna kill WWE the moment you're gone, buddy, because you are the only thing that's left.
Did you see that news report about Saudi Arabia? I don't know if you saw this.
No.
Apparently they're running out of money. They spent apparently they spent a bunch of money. I don't remember what site it was, so I apologize. This is basically.
Oh, really? They spent a bunch of money?
They spent a bunch of money on sports and all this entertainment stuff that like apparently they're running out. And then there were obviously wrestling fans that were like, I wonder if that's why we're doing Royal Rumble and WrestleMania now, because they're running out of money and they can't do anymore.
Yeah, by the time next year comes, they won't have any, and they'll be like,
"Yeah,
thanks for the stacks."
Yeah, they're running out of oil money allegedly, so that's interesting.
All right, let's get to War Games. By the way, did I ever say my thoughts on Blood and Guts?
I think you generally said that you enjoyed them and thought they were good.
Easy. I thought they were like, I just don't like the match stip.
Yeah.
And I think Andrew actually made great points of like how to change it, which I also think the problem with the matches is they don't start for 40 minutes. I've said this 100 times. And like, that's still the problem. But shout out Sky Blue, by the way. What a performance. Shout out Sky Blue. She put her life on the line.
Shout out Marina Shafir.
Yeah, Marina Shafir rules. Too bad I don't think they'll do too much. I'm having her and Megan Bayne win the tag belts, by the way.
Really?
I don't care. I don't want Harley Cameron as champion.
Oh, interesting. What about Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa?
No. Wow. Watch Tony Storm be champion for the past 5 years.
Wow. This guy hates women.
No, I actually just really like Megan Bayne, and I want her to do something. They put her back in Stardom for me for like 3 seconds in this tag league, and I'm like, can you leave AEW? Like, can we get you back in Japan or something? Like, like I'll make a trade. We can make a trade.
I know there should be more trades. I would love that. I think that'd be so much fun.
That'd be sick. That'd be awesome.
No,
by the way, don't want Anna Jay. Thanks for asking.
yeah. Do you have any Anna Jay thoughts? Do you want to re-sign Anna Jay to AEW?
I did see the reaction like, I can't believe Ty J lost. And I'm like, I can.
Oh, man. Look,
you have Willow winning, right?
I have Willow and Harley winning. I could also see Tony. I think also see Tony and Mina, because look, if Tony Khan's like, be on the lookout for Willow next year, that's like, okay, Willow, Mercedes, maybe we're doing something. I don't know.
Be on the look for Willow next year is really funny. It's like, yeah, I've been on the lookout for Willow for 3 years in a row, buddy.
All year I've been wondering where's Willow because I've been looking for her and she's nowhere to be found. She's nowhere to be found on the main card of the pay-per-view, Mr. Khan.
She still gets the biggest pops, by the way.
As she should.
Like, that's something I follow. Like, I care for. I'm like, interesting. Despite being completely sent to the side, still big pops.
We're still on the lookout for her. Still looking.
Still looking, Tony.
Still looking. Can't wait to find her. I hope you find her because I've been looking.
If you find her, give me a call.
If you find her, let me know. I'm ready to look for her. But alas.
Let's finish these war games. Who gives a shit about these 2 matches?
I know we have 2 war games matches here. The women's war games, of course, is going to be Becky Lynch, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Lash Legend, and Nia Jax versus AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. Obviously, what's interesting here is AJ Lee. This will be our second match since returning to WWE.
Yeah, that's true. This will be better than. I don't know if it'll be better than the men's. Well, Logan Paul's in that one, so that's tough. So is Jey Uso. This will be. I don't know. Here's the thing: War Games, Blood and Guts. This one's gonna be worse than Blood and Guts, and here's why: there's not gonna be blood or guts. It's also just gonna be like the same thing, as it always is.
Yeah.
Let's pull the weapon. Oh, that's the thing I wanted to say about Blood and Guts. Everyone just running in with a weapon kind of popped me. It was like, yeah, we're not gonna take time to pull it out from underneath, and I was like. There's still the problem of the weapons, but I at least appreciate the speediness of this.
Yes.
And who was it that hit the person with the tacks and the thing exploded in the women's one? Was that Megan Bain?
I don't
remember. Someone had a bag of like tacks or something. I thought it was a bag of water. The way it exploded.
Oh, I don't remember that. I thought you were thinking about the glass.
Was it glass?
The glass mirror. Marina Shafir for the glass.
Oh
mirror
no, that was fucked though. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We're not going to have glass. What
I like the women's one better, by the way.
What I do like about the AEW going first is that, like, oh yeah, I really like this. I really like everything that happened. No WWE can't do anything like this. So what are WWE gonna do? And it's like, well, we're gonna see Io Sky jump off the top with a trash can. Like, oh yeah, I know, I've seen that already. Actually,
she had a moonsault last time, which was terrifying, and I did not like at all. That was scary. Yeah, this will be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
AJ Lee's in it.
AJ Lee's in it. I'm interested to see how she is. Again, interested to see how she is.
She's the Mercedes of this match, by the way. Like all the super dangerous stuff, keep AJ Lee away. You know
exactly.
I did like that in the Blood and Guts. Just to bring it up one more time, like they did all these super dangerous things, and Mercedes was like, over here. Good on her though. I respect her. Like I'll be in the match, but I'm not doing the craziness though. Her posting her nail, being like, "Ow," while like Sky Blue had like the crimson mask from the finish.
I think
that was really good.
Perfectly sums up her role in this as a character. It's like
awesome.
It's the before after shots where Sky Blue is completely crimson masked and Mercedes is like, I broke a nail. Can you believe it? I think it's exactly sums up everything we have here. Men's War Games match.
It's a men's one.
Men's War Games match. All the stars are here for this one. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso versus Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul.
Logan Paul being Seth Rollins' replacement is ultimately very funny. Who cares? Who cares, man?
I don't care.
This doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, man.
It's another match that Brock Lesnar's in. Who's moving on?
Exactly. Nice for Roman to show up to work. I do like Roman Reigns. Like just the idea of him. I think it's like every time he shows up, he gets the biggest pop known to mankind now.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
So it's like really funny. How
many matches have he had this year?
3?
Let's see.
He's gonna have like 7 or something, like a lot out of nowhere.
6.
All right.
But the War Games match will break his will be one more match than he had in 2024. He'll have 7 matches in 2025. In 2024, he had 6.
Dude, he's got the best contract in wrestling. He makes Brock's contract look stupid
He
because
does.
he gets to show up and get the biggest pop of all time.
Yeah.
Also, I saw someone say this is Brock Lesnar's first match and a first tag team match since like 2004.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's not like a true tag team match. You know, it's
the first time he's teaming with anyone.
yeah. Hold on, did he team with Cody?
No, that didn't happen.
Oh,
so
they teased that they were
teasing.
They
teased it, and then he turned on Cody. That's like before the match started. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Brock Lesnar's going to wrestle on Raw."
Whoa! Hold up. He had a tag team match in 2006 in New Japan.
Oh shit!
Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God!
Get ready for this. Get ready for this one. Brock Lesnar and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricky Choshu and Akebono.
That is the greatest fact of all time.
That is. If we were still doing Ryan hasn't seen anything, that is a match to look out and find. If I've ever seen one.
If you had seen that beforehand, I would have had questions.
That has a 3.25 stars from Dave.
Now that would be like 4.5.
Just the first comment, Choshu did a plancha. like, oh shit, okay, now I do have to see that.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
I'm going to quickly see if I can find this match somewhere, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I find it.
That's the greatest fact of all time.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So eat your heart out.
The last person Brock Lesnar teamed with? Shinsuke Nakamura. Who do they face?
The sumo, Ricky Choshu and the sumo guy against Big Show from WrestleMania. Yeah.
All right, peace out, everyone.
Yeah. So that's it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. That's our War Games thoughts. Who gives a shit? War Games has been diminished in the past couple of years. Or not War Games as itself, but also Survivor Series. People
they're doing a Survivor Series tag team match on SmackDown.
I saw. I do like that they're doing that.
I was like, you bastards! I'd rather see that on this show. The Survivor Series tag match is so much better than War Games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Bye.
I can't find. Oh wait, hold on. Have I found it? Hold on. Hey, everyone, hold your horses.
Can you just do this? No.
Okay. This video isn't available anymore on YouTube. Darn it. Darn it. Well, I'll keep looking. I'll keep everyone posted because I know everyone's interested. Wait, is that what that picture is from? You know the picture I'm talking about of Brock Lesnar, red trunks, whatever, with the belt, and then Nakamura's right in front of him?
I think it is.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, 100%, because it's Akebono in the foreground. There we go, folks. Well, we'll see if I can find it.
Leave.
That is it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. That is it for Sunday episodes, at least moving forward. Maybe not moving forward, but like permanently, who knows? For Ring Post Radio, starting next week on Tuesday. We won't be back on Sunday. We will be back on Tuesday night, most likely 7:30. And we'll be back moving forward, talking Ring Post Radio, everything that happens then. Next week, what are we going to talk about? Probably a little War Games if we're feeling it nasty. And previewing Ring of Honor Final Battle as well. And I'm sure other things as well.
That's it. Oof.
I'm sure other things, Scotty. Like I said, I'm sure other things. Japan's been quiet.
Well, they're at their part of the year where they're quiet.
Noah's doing stuff. Noah got new world champions and everything.
That's true. They got Slap Daddy. Or whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, Yoshiki Inamura's nickname is like Slap Daddy.
Right. For some reason, I thought you were referencing Hank and Tank.
Ozawa's back.
Good. I don't think I saw that yet, so that's good.
He's not wrestling. He's back January 1st.
Oh, makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
In the world title match.
Perfect.
Shocker, I know.
Oh, the plan for the N1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, Japan since it's been quiet. I do feel like Japan was just waiting for December. But
you know what's really funny though?
what's up?
I never got to make this joke. Yoshiki Inamura won the GHC heavyweight title before any of the New Japan guys.
Baller dog.
Isn't that sick?
That's
Dude,
sick.
within like Yota Tsuji debuting, he's got thrown away to British, come back as Yoichi, got the gimmick
went to
thrown
Mexico.
away. That's true. Wait, who?
Tsuji?
No, I'm not talking about Tsuji. Since Tsuji debuted as in like face Sonata for the world title, so
okay,
came back.
Came back to the main roster.
Yoshiki Inamura has been thrown away to the British, come back as Yoichi, got that gimmick thrown away, got
Like
thrown away to got that, then got thrown away to NXT for a year, came back as Mr. Slap Daddy himself,
Texas Ranger,
and won the GHC heavyweight title. Things that I never expected. Let's the Yoichi gimmick die to death in a week. I never thought he'd win anything.
Me too.
I liked Yoichi.
We were massive Yoichi fans.
And they were just like, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Sounds good.
Is what it is.
But shout out to Pro Wrestling Noah.
Shout out to Pro Wrestling Noah. They're doing stuff. Scotty, plugs, match of the weeks.
Yeah, sure. Plugs, follow me on youtube.com/@ScottEWrestling. I had a video go up when I was away. And then I put up a video this week of like from the shows I missed. So there's a review of like the Sendai show and the Mari Gold show. There's nothing going on now. So like I am just gonna make content for fun for the next couple of weeks before like the year-end stuff kicks in. So there's nothing like to super look forward to unless I do like a tag league review for Stardom because I'm bored, which there's a good chance I do because I won't have any ideas. So I'll do like a final review there. Match of the week. I watched one match when I was away, and that was Sari versus Shiro Hashimoto. So that is easily my match of the week. That was lovely, fantastic stuff. They hit each other really hard, like full force punch to the skull hard. It was awesome. Awesome match. Go watch it if you haven't. Go treat yourself to some real wrestling. And I'll be back on next Tuesday when we have our new debuts for the second. But hey, everyone, before I go, have a happy holiday week. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with family, friends, whoever, yourself. Maybe go to the movies on that day, which if you do, lucky. Love the movies. I have some movies I want to see soon. I gotta go see Wicked for Good this upcoming week. Very excited for that. I watched the Frankenstein movie on Netflix.
How was that?
That was good. Jacob Elordi did great. Oscar Isaac's really good at being despised by me, which, to be fair, was the point in this movie, so it fit. But that was really good. What else did I want to see? Yeah, you're getting my movie updates again, folks, because that's how I
do some quick movie updates. I saw Warfare finally.
Oh yeah, you like it?
I liked it.
Pretty tense, huh?
Pretty tense. I like that it was like kind of like a bottle episode to a degree.
Yeah. I also watched the first Predator for the first time.
Oh yeah. I did that this year too.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Like some of the ways like things are shot is like I understand. I get it.
I watched Predator Badlands this past week.
That's what I want to see. That's why I started watching.
I liked it.
How was it? Yeah.
I liked it. That was good.
Fun.
A lot of not enough action beats, but the stuff that they did do was like extremely creative.
My movie viewing right now is very similar to what I just want out of wrestling. It's like I just want to have fun, man.
Yeah.
Let me have fun.
I watched Roofman. I thought that was good.
How was that? Good?
It was really good. I really liked it. Channing Tatum.
There's a lot of movies I want to see. So,
brother, I got a list. I'm looking at a list that I have for myself. It is, and these are all movies that are currently available to me. 20 movies long because Wicked now has to get added to that.
Wicked for Good.
A list of 20 movies long that really all came out this year that I want to see.
I really like the first Wicked, so I'm excited for the second one. What else? Is there anything? Also, like it's almost the time of year where I start watching Christmas movies again, so I decided I said I'm going to rank all my favorite Christmas movies for fun because I've never done that in my life, and I'm kind of excited. So get to that too.
This I told you about how Jesse and I watch a movie every Monday.
Yes.
This past November, what we've been doing is what we called Thanksgiving leftovers. So every Monday, we watched a movie that we wanted to see in 2025 that we just never saw.
Nice.
As sort of like a last minute, like, oh, let's go check this out.
That's smart.
In December, what we always do is we watch Christmas movies every Monday.
Yes,
so we got a laundry list. I know Jessie has a couple. She wants to watch the new Jonas Brothers, A Very Jonas Christmas.
Yeah.
I think there was another
I think
one.
I'll throw that into mine for fun.
Yeah, there was another one that came out that she wanted to go see. I don't remember what it was though. But yeah, so we're gonna be watching a bunch more Christmas movies coming up, and then the new year. I'll keep you posted about what we're doing in the new year. I think I've described to you already. But I'll keep you posted.
I'm doing myself a challenge for the new year, some sort of movie challenge thing.
That's what Jesse and I are doing. I feel like I gotta bring it up now because we're talking about it.
You're not doing 365, right?
No, I'm not fucking crazy, dude. I have in college. I practically did that. I think every single weekday in college, I watched a movie.
Weekday could be. That could play.
That could certainly play. What Jesse and I have been doing is obviously we've been watching a movie every month, or sorry, every
Monday.
Month day.
Boo.
And we like this idea of like Thanksgiving leftovers, and we like this idea of like Christmas movies during December, and it also started from like doing like we didn't do it, we only did it for one day, but like horror movies in October. So we started coming up with like movie themes for each month.
Nice.
Here is just a couple of them. Japanuary. Now you know what we're doing. Martial arts. These are martial arts movies watching in the month of March.
Nice.
This is April. These are Planet of the Apes movies.
I was gonna say, well, at least those are easy.
Animation.
That plays.
What's that?
That plays.
Yeah. High June. These are westerns that we'll be watching in June.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Sci-Fi July. That one just rhymes. Shock and August. These are action and war movies. Silent September. Silent films. Doctoberfest. Obviously documentaries or even mockumentaries. What else? But then we also have like random movies of just like, oh, let's watch a month of all the Shrek movies, or Tarantino, Kubrick, Spielberg. We have a giant DVD collection. Let's pick some movies from there exclusively. The Karate Kid movies, some biopics, just all these sort of things. So we have a bunch of like themes, and we're gonna roll a spin wheel of like what we're gonna watch that month. So I will certainly keep you posted, everyone.
That's fun.
Plugs. I didn't do my plugs yet. Our match of the week. My match of the week is going to be Shelton Benjamin versus Mike Bailey on Dynamite. And my plugs are going to be, we released a new episode of The Ballot, final episode of the 2025 season, talking about the results of the Hall of Fame with Adam Berger and Fred Moreland, past and future guests of the show. We talked about the results. I think we really went in depth. A lot of people, like when they talk about the results, they just kind of like talk about the winners and all these sort of things. But we went in depth, category by category, region by region, about like, who won, who fell off the ballot, the sort of big movers and shakers. This was a big year, Scotty. We noticed this trend of a lot of people vacuuming up a lot of votes moving to like one specific candidate. Like for Japan, for an obvious example, all these votes going to Zack Sabre Jr. So we talked a lot about that stuff, and obviously talked about the new and returning ballot people for next year. I'll probably do in December like an introductory episode to the 2026 season, along with maybe uploading some of the season 1 audio that was behind the Patreon, but still it technically is free right now. You can listen to it right now, but I'll upload it to the main feed and try to get all that backlog of season 1.
Someone actually gave me an idea for the Wrestling Hall of Fame for my own content.
Ooh.
So
what is it? Am I allowed to ask?
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, so I'm not going to.
We'll say it off air. Say it off air.
Yeah, I'll say it off air.
But go listen to that. I'll try to upload. I might upload the Zack Sabre Jr. episode just because he's the only guy from season 1 that's still on the ballot. Even though that was also the very first episode of the ballot that I recorded, so it's raw as hell. But that could be fun. And then I'll probably do a 2026 like introductory season, talking about who the new candidates are and the sort of plans that I have for 2026, and how we're going to move forward with that. So with all that being said, those are my plugs. Follow us on social media if you dare. Follow us wherever you get podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave a rate and review of the podcast wherever you get podcasts. And yeah, follow Scotty on his YouTube channel. Subscribe there. And I think that's it. Until next week, folks, we'll talk to you all on Tuesday about more wrestling in the world of professional wrestling. Goodbye, everybody.